Why? I don't know why. Okay, try it now, Mathis.
Back? All right. Hey, there we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to a tech difficulty free episode of SOS Season 3, episode 30. And yeah, it's been a few weeks. I hope everybody's been well. We've been babbling away behind the scenes trying to figure out where exactly we left off and figure out some details. Don't worry, I'll have Ava give you guys a breakdown before we start. But welcome back. Are you guys excited? I hope you guys are excited to see more stuff. I can't believe it's been 3 weeks. It really has
Right?
felt like longer in a
Yeah.
way. I'm like trying to like it's like trying
No,
to
I think
remember what
it's
happened is
been
difficult.
more than 3 weeks. My date is
Oh, you're
12/16.
right.
Is our last episode was 12/16.
So it's
I said
almost
2016. I was like,
26.
it's almost been a month.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
almost been a month.
So
That's
it was real. The holiday fog needed to be shaken off behind the scenes so that we knew what the hell we were doing when we got here.
It's good to be back. We mostly know where we left off. I hope you guys, players, Tracy, Bub, Scott, all had great holidays. I hope you had enjoyed your
Yeah.
time. And I don't know if you guys could play any vampire otherwise.
I mean, I run a private vampire. We meet on Saturday mornings. So
Right.
that was actually this morning, which was kind of cool. But I actually started playing another game, which has been dope. That I think that's really cool. It's about the afterlife. It's called Ink. You play a death version of any character of a past tabletop that has passed into has died, but they don't make it. They're in like a purgatory type place. And you got to escape purgatory. It's really
That's a
sick.
cool concept. I love that.
Yeah.
So it's a cool way to play like a second wind of a character or a group of characters from like literally anywhere. I'm literally playing a house cat. I'm playing a house cat that lost its ninth life. That is what I'm playing. And it's great because now that I'm in purgatory, like my cat can talk and like we're all just trying to get the hell out. It's a really cute game. It's called Ink. You should check it out. It's a great indie game.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I gotta check that out. I like that concept a lot. Yeah, guys, before we get going, which we really want to jump into, we'll just, the usual stuff up front. Thank you guys for showing up. It's been nice to see you guys popping back in even after weeks of us being gone. If you enjoy the show and you want to support the show, hitting follow is a huge good way to do it. Watching our VODs over at youtube.com/roll for it, who we've been working with to get this show done, or just throwing us, for the subscription over here on twitch.tv, which goes towards making sure everybody here gets a little bit of paid for their work, gets you access to some cool emotes. What am I, fucking 52? And
clearly,
yeah.
I like them digital pictures.
God damn. And if you want access to the VODs immediately, that's also gets you that. With the subscription, you get that as well. So you can catch up, because I think the YouTube is behind by another episode or two. So if you want to catch up after this, or you want to refresh your memory, subscribing is like the best way to do it, at least right now. And then obviously you can just join our Discord, which is free. Almost 1,000 people over there. Go check us out. Everybody talks about all the show. There's always chatter happening, theories. Go join. It's super fun, and we're all in there, and to some varying degree or another. And if you're part of the Patreon at patreon.com/podbynight, you also can get access to some secret rooms where Tracy sometimes gives people sneak peeks of some upcoming art, which she has done for the Blood Room a few times.
Oh, and I recently RP'd Candy for the community game. Candy got
nice
a moment with the Bravos. It was ridiculous.
Candy is a great Thin Blood. The worst, best Thin Blood.
I know. She literally is a walking masquerade breach, and she's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" So yeah, I love her. I told Josh, I was like, I one time I was like, I'm gonna bring in a Thin Blood, Josh, and my goal for Scott Free for you is to bring in a Thin Blood worse than your Thin Bloods, like worse than Sean. I want her more annoying than Sean. So anyways, that's how Candy came about. But yeah, lots of ways to interact with us, the cast, over on the Discord.
Join us. Links out in the chat right now.
Yeah, I'll drop it again.
And before so let's get a recap then. Ava tinted recap as we usually do. For what happened last episode for those who may need it.
Yes. So last episode, I'm trying to remember where it started. I remember the meat of it. But we basically, one of the big things that happened last episode was we found Rudy. And we found him, what I remember, because I wrote this down, I got to use clairvoyance, an Auspex ability that I don't normally have, but I was able to tap into Auspex a little bit more. And I used clairvoyance for the first time to find him in an alley. I also found out that Celia was with Emmy and I found her location. So we approached Rudy, and Ollie and I took the lead on it, and we're just trying to get some info out of him. And as usual, it's rather difficult to get anything out of Rudy. He's very cryptic. He doesn't talk much. And sure enough, he didn't really give us too much. However, we did get some stuff out of him. Thank God.
And he ran like a coward.
And then he ran. So
fucking coward.
Yes. Basically, he confirmed the reason why, the first thing he confirmed the reason why Heloise needs to stay away from Celia is...
Yes, you figured that out.
Yes, is because essentially Celia is like a direct descendant of Sybil, or like in her bloodline or whatever. Or I don't know how it all works behind the scenes, but
she's got Sybil's blood in her veins. End of story. Vampire math.
And
the shadow is calling to Celia.
Yeah. So if like I was Ava, with having her shadow was in the same room as Celia, surprisingly it hadn't happened in the few interactions that we had. But if I kept interacting with Celia, it probably could have happened where something would happen with the shadow. I don't look. Ava understands now, and as much as it pains Ava, because as we all know, Ava doesn't stop when she's determined to do something. She will. It don't matter. She will do whatever it takes to get what she wants. But this is serious, and I think Ava has accepted that she may never see Celia again. And so, sorry, this is me getting in a monologue now about my sadness.
No, Ava tinted recap.
Yeah, but that was the first bit of information. Then Rudy also, Ollie and Dakota were like, give us names of the La Sombra. We know you know who they are. We only know very limited La Sombra. Give us some names. He gave us a name, by the name of Rabbi Michaelis Basaris. Gave us that name and then dipped, and we couldn't catch up with him. So we got one La Sombra name, and we then proceeded to go to the Painted Lady, spent some time, Freaky Friday. I hung out with Brett. The two of them went off and had a little side chat. To whom knows what their side chat was. Ava was not there for it. So
it's not going to go in this recap. So
it's not going to go in this recap.
Do we need to head over to Dakota or Ollie?
I was about to say it was a business conversation that involved a plot to gather the names of all the La Sombra, and instead of trying to take them down one by one, trying to split our allies and attack them all in one night. Yep.
Yes.
And by attack we mean put them into torpor and hide their bodies at the bottom of the Chicago Lake.
Yes.
Yep.
There was a fun music montage and then a classic Dakota pause before she went, "Let's go."
Yeah,
just like Nicolas Cage.
Exactly. So I've got to go get my UV chalkboard and start naming kindred in this city after what I imagine are beautiful women, and it'll be just like that. So yeah. But yeah, no, that it was just a conversation Dakota had. If we can get more than just the rabbis, then we can do a massive hit instead of just like chipping away at her plan, which she can tend to be 2 steps ahead of us on. If we do it all at once, it's a larger chunk of her foundation. So cheers.
So then Ollie went, because Ava gave the location that she clairvoyanced to them of where Celia is with Emmy, and Ollie went to this stingy apartment in Lawndale and asked Celia for her blood, and she gave it to him
under condition
in exchange for his blood, I believe. That's what that
was the agreement.
Yeah. So did that actually happen at the end of the episode?
It stopped before the actual.
Okay.
Yeah, he has to make a choice as we're picking up.
Yes.
We've come all the way through Ava tinted.
Yeah, and we're ready to go.
Also,
all right.
we still need to figure out the Grant thing.
The Grant thing, and I'm pretty sure that y'all visited the Witch of the Yards
You did.
We did.
at
And
the
she
top
was
of the
just-
last episode.
that
And
was
she
what
was
it
like,
was.
oh,
She was
Deuce
like-
is not
That
helping
made
you.
that made Ava really upset.
It did. Yeah, she was
Well,
not helpful.
You learned a
at
bit
all.
about who the witch actually is, or at least was, to some degree.
Yeah, we did we got some I would say skewed
Sure.
backstory on her, like questionable how you want to interpret it, but yeah, we did get some backstory. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, then that brings us up to present, and if all's good, then let's go ahead and jump in. So let's set the scene, rein things in, see what Ollie decides. And there's no slow fade in or distant sounds growing louder. Instead, it's a snap into reality. The horns honking and cars outside are as loud as they would be if you had just stepped into the street itself. The clouds cross over the moon quite consistently. Through the windows, you see dancing moonlight on the floors, just enough to illuminate a large standing figure that we know as Ollie, and one slightly hunched over with bad posture, a younger female we now know as Celia. The furniture is bare and old. The rug looks like it hasn't been washed or cleaned in 20 some odd years, and the windows are held together with bits of duct tape over the cracks where they formed instead of replacing them. And a deal was laid on the table, one that she sees as fair, as she has been educated, at least minorly, to know that the importance of the blood within a kindred is invaluable. So having someone ask for her own, she in turn asks for yours. And if I remember correctly, you asked her what she would do with it, or if she knew what to do with it. Her answer was really no, she doesn't, but she knows it's important, and she knows that a lot can be done with it. That's where the episode ended. And so, in that snapback, where that entire scene is painted in front of us in an instant, and the outside noises greet us rather loudly, Ollie is left lingering and thinking. A few moments, I'm sure, pass, and her bad posture rightens a bit as she kicks up one of her feet onto the nearby table. She goes, I feel like it's fair. You're asking a lot out of me, and I'm still not entirely sure about everything.
Then how do you know it's a lot?
Because I have been told time and again that blood is the only thing we have our own ownership of. It gives us our ability to do what we do. So I ain't going to give that to you for free.
No, I get you. Nothing's for free. All right. Okay. I'll agree to it. Under the guise that you consume it. Now.
But that's not what you're going to do with mine.
No. Because I'm not trying to consume your blood.
Who says I was trying to consume yours?
Yeah, see, the deal is I'm trying to find people in your family. Not your genetic family. Trying to find other Lasombra.
You can tell me why?
Because they're hearing some similar things. Much like you're hearing. They're being called here. And I'm trying to remove the person that's quit calling you.
You know who's... She, at that moment, she cuts herself off, and then she leans forward again, and her attention squarely on you. What do you mean you know who's talking to me? And she looks over to her own shadow ever just briefly.
Oh yeah, kid,
No.
I'm aware that you're hearing things through your shadow. That there are a lot of Lasombra in this city that are hearing things through their shadow. And I'm gonna guess that you probably don't like it much.
She breaks eye contact with you, and her eyes dart back and forth as she clearly tries to put words to the thoughts she's having. But she finally does break that silence ever so momentarily. It says, I don't know if I like it or don't. It's hard to know what it's even saying a lot of the time, honestly. I try, and
What is it saying?
she shrugs. Like I said, I don't really know. It doesn't really make coherent sense a lot of the time. I try to listen really hard. I even sometimes think if I talk back, it responds, but she shakes her head. I don't know, just me trying to trial and error, see what happens.
Let me ask you something. Are you from here?
She shakes her head. Yeah.
Yeah. But are you from this part of Chicago?
Oh, she shakes her head.
How'd you get here and why?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you're not from this part of Chicago, why did you end up in the shithole?
Oh, maybe because I'm one of you now? I
No,
can't go back home?
That's not the case.
No, it's very much the case. Do you know who my parents are?
I
I
don't
even knew who my
care.
parents were.
I don't care who your parents are.
Right. Well, they run a media conglomerate, so it might be good to know because I've been told that if they find out, they can use it to threaten the entirety of of like vampire civilization. I don't know what you guys call it.
Right. Sure. I don't care about that either. You'll come to realize that I, as Ollie Hopkins in this place, don't frankly give a shit about most of the things that other kindred and other vampires care about. All I really care about is the fact that basically my sister is being summoned by some dark bitch to die for her, and I'm not okay with that. I'm just not. And there's a good chance that you are also being summoned through your shadow, amidst with about 11 or 12 other of your own newfound blood.
So
And you will probably die. But with your blood, I have a strong chance that with some of my allies, some of the people that care what happens in the night, that I might be able to stop it. When frankly, nobody else gives a fuck, and everybody else wants me to go hide in the sewers and cover my head, bury it like an ostrich, and let this all blow over. When, to be curt, kid, that ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna blow over.
So what are you gonna so wait, what's the plan then? You can use my blood to find these other people to do what?
To temporarily take them off the board.
And I'm not on that list. And she gives you just it's an incredulous look.
You are not on the list of those to be destroyed.
That's mighty specific of you, friend. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Are you
It
going to
means
take
I'm
me
not
off
gonna...
the playing board just like them?
No, there's a difference. I'm gonna bench you. I'm not gonna kill you.
But the others you're going to kill.
No, they're gonna get benched too. See, the thing that's calling you through your shadow, it wants to eat you, kiddo. I'm gonna guess that you probably haven't figured that out yet.
She shakes her head, but she doesn't look like that doesn't look like it shocks her. Her face or her facial expressions do not change. I've gone through a fucking lot this past couple months. I'm not surprised, I guess.
I'll be honest with you, despite our long lives, it doesn't slow down. Everybody says we get the rest of our lives, which could be hundreds and hundreds of years. But over the last 20, 25 years, it's been nightmare after nightmare after nightmare.
Okay, sorry, I guess.
So are you going to help me out?
I have a couple more questions.
Okay,
Cool.
well, let's make it quick before Goon 1 and Goon 2 wake up.
So I take it that means Emmy doesn't know you're here.
No, because I was going to come talk to her about it, and there's a strong chance that she would have agreed to it, but she's not here right now.
Okay.
She doesn't exactly have a cell phone.
So are you should I tell her if she comes back?
Yeah, which is why I didn't kill Goon 1 and Goon 2.
Okay. God, relax.
No, I promise you, I'm relaxed. This is as relaxed as Ollie gets.
That is extremely stressful. You need to learn
I need
to
therapy.
relax more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You know, people your age are so fucking against therapy. You should just do it.
I have the physical body of someone roughly 9 years older than you.
Yeah, but come on. What are you, like 100?
No, I'm like 37.
Like even in your years of being what you are?
Yeah, it was the peds that I took. Sorry, steroids do weird things to your body when you're alive.
I just haven't met anyone that young, I guess. Just most people, when I ask them, they're like very old. Oh, I like to live. I'm a walking museum. So annoying.
You,
Which brings me to my second question. Does Nero know where I am?
I don't know. I don't know. Why do you want to know where Nero knows where you're at?
Because Nero's the one that got me into safety in the first place. He may have had bad judgment with Ava, but hey, I think
Believe it
a
or
lot of
not,
men probably do.
despite, yes, she has that way about her. Look, despite her methods, you can't see her intent all the time. But we're flawed by nature. It's just part of who we are. We're flawed. And she's never had kids. She didn't have a choice in having kids. And there's something about you that just turns on that maternal instinct, which somehow made her stupid. I don't know.
Someone needs to realize they're acting on trauma responses and are not actually like a mom.
Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding about all of us needing therapy.
If there's one thing my parents' money were good for, it was at least getting me that.
Hey, that is a grace that not all of us had growing up. Swear,
Yeah.
wish I could have had it, but it's not for everyone. At least financially.
Can you let Nero know I'm okay though?
I'll put my feelers out to see if that's the right move. Because if he's hearing the same voices, then it's not a good play.
He shakes his head. She shakes her head. I don't think he's one of me.
Oh, is he a Toreador?
Yeah, he's one of one of the, I think that's the word. Toreador or Tremere. No, those aren't right. He doesn't do the magic thing. He's just
Okay,
like
then he's
very
probably a
fun to-
Toreador.
Yeah, the one like he's just pleasant to be around all the time. He's just a nice conversationalist, is good company. Never feel awkward around him, even in the silence. It's nice.
Hey, how did you come across Nero anyway?
He found me. I was kind of on the run.
He found you. He found you,
It's not
and
like
he's dreaming.
no, I don't mean it like he knocked on my door mysteriously and he found my apartment. Like I was feeding and he wasn't far away. I didn't really
Okay.
I kind of I don't know who made me like this. If I kind of just woke up like this and was really hungry and I spent like a couple weeks just on the streets running around trying to figure out what the fuck was going on before someone else like me finally found me and he helped kind of guide me and explain what the hell happened to me the other night. Well,
Was
it's
that
been months
him?
now. Well, if it was him, I wouldn't be.
No, was it him who found you?
Yeah, he found me after I pulled the fangs out of a dead body.
Okay. All right. Well, that's real sweet of him. I didn't know he had such a bleeding heart for thin bloods.
I
Or, I guess
may
you're
or
not a
may
thin
not
blood?
have been able to put my hand over their mouth before they screamed and cause some attention.
I kid.
Well,
So
this
are
is a
you?
while ago
Not,
now,
you're
but
a,
this is
you're a
he
full.
helped. He
Are you a
helped me
full
out.
Sombra then?
Yeah, I'm not a.
All right.
Wait, actually, she goes. What? Yeah, what do you mean? Full
Well, that means that
Lasombra.
Lasombra had to make you.
Well, yeah, but yeah, then
But
yeah,
you were from the city, so
yeah. It was, so I imagine what is that a weird? You understand? I don't know very much, right? Like
no,
I don't
it just
know.
means that we have a good chance of finding your maker. No, I'm not sure if that's something that you want to find, but
Honestly, shit's been a whirlwind since I kind of like found myself here. I hadn't even thought about it. Is it not normal to just like turn? I figured whoever shouldn't say he. It's very assumptive of me. They, it's not like an accident. Like sometimes you turn if they kill you or something.
nah, there's a whole debacle around the embrace.
Okay. Oh, okay. So they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's not normal to kind of just like leave them.
Not particularly. No. It happens. Hey, it happens, right? But it's not something that if you leave them, that's called a masquerade breach. You familiar with a masquerade?
Yeah, very, very. Someone gave me the quick rundown.
All right. Well, it's like the law. We
Yeah.
have to abide by the law. If we don't, then we don't just get jail time. Sometimes, well, I mean, they just kill us.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
you guys just like really, really love living in the past, huh?
You gotta realize something, Celia. We're not just living in the past. There are some of us that were actually like legitimate kings and queens. Like crown and crown jewels. There are some of us that are that old. There's a fucking guy over at the college from ancient Greece. Like hung out with Socrates and Plato and shit.
Like you're saying these things and you watch the look on her face not go to confusion, but almost disbelief. It's hard for her to wrap her mind around it.
Yeah. No, I get you. It feels like Santa Claus shit, right? It sounds bogus. But you will never age. You are permanently stuck like this. And when they were turned, that's when they were stuck.
Yeah. I remember somebody told me that. Nero kind of gave me that rundown. I wasn't going to be getting any older. Just kind of, I mean, I look pretty good, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get bored of it. Anyway, somehow came really creepy man knocking out the guards to a general conversation about life with you guys. So maybe we should just kind of do our thing and you should get out of here.
Yeah, but that it's still the blood thing. Are you gonna help? Are you gonna help me? Are you gonna help me help you?
Make me a charisma persuasion check when it comes to trying to convince her to drink it instead of keep it. I should probably open the game as well.
Whew. 4 successes.
Beautiful. Sorry, I'm swinging in. Waiting for it to load. You watch her sit there for a moment and just kind of chew on the offer. Again, you repeat it and, letting her know why. And you're standing firm rather into just wanting her to drink it. And at some point, after maybe a couple more minutes of back and forth, she relents. Fine. Drink it.
When this is all said and done, and you walk away from here, as you get older, you will realize just how rare it is that kindred barter in blood.
Which is
even
why
more so that I am willing to part with it.
You came asking for mine.
But I've come with an olive branch trying to free you from something that could kill you.
You realize if you wanted to, you couldn't even touch me, right?
You realize that moments ago I could have ripped your fucking head off your shoulders.
If you want, you may make me a charisma intimidation.
I'm not trying to intimidate.
Okay, then it's fine.
I'm speaking as matter of factly. I've distance is still there.
So I could just say no right now because you showed yourself, and I'll get the hell out of here, and you won't be.
You could, but you'll still hear the voices, and you'll still walk your happy ass into that den where you become a meal.
So giving my blood to you will help you find the others, which in turn you're telling me is going to make the voice stop talking to me.
Then this is why, and this is the last bit I can tell you. If I can pull you off the board and bench you, she can't summon you to eat you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But how long is this going to take? You got 12 people to go track down with what little blood you get out of me? I mean, how long am I supposed to expect to wait around hoping this is going to work out?
I'll come to you.
Okay,
I'll find you.
What if
I'll
she calls
personally
me tomorrow?
deliver. She's not. She won't. Wouldn't make any sense. Not enough ducks are lined up.
Okay. You say so. And Ava, how's she doing?
Ava's struggling. She's struggling harder than you know. And trauma is tethered to that girl. And it's something that Dakota and I are working on. Look, I know we're hard cases. But if there's one thing that you can sleep easy on today, is that the three of us are not going to go out of our way to use you and kill you.
Sure.
I know it doesn't feel like it, but you'll figure it out one day.
Okay. All right. Let's just do this then so I can get back to doing nothing, I guess.
If nothing's a whole lot better than just being food. Do you
First-
want to be doing something?
Oh, yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Well, the you first thing's not going to work.
What do you mean?
I'm going to need your blood first.
Okay. What are you going to put it in? It's not going to dust on you or anything?
No, I'm going to have to move it real fast. From my understanding, it's just a limited time kind of thing. And out of game, I brought one of the cold storage vials from my my vet kit.
Yeah. I want to check something real quick on the rules. Just want to look up a Tremere thing. But continue. You just pull that out and hand it over to her?
Yeah.
Do you hand her like a knife or anything?
No, but if she needs help, I will bite if I need to.
No. I'm just curious if you had anything like you handed her specifically, but she looks at the thing and really kind of weighs it again, like it's really gonna fucking do this, and eventually she relents. And you watch her just reach into her pocket and just pull like a pocket knife out, flip it open, and just bite her own like lip and just stab and cut. As usual, there's just a small sliver down the wrist that she slides down, and you watch the thick, vitae bubble forth and slowly drip and ooze into the glass, and the chilled glass. After a little bit is put into it, she quickly cleans off the wound, hands you the glass, and then reaches down and before she can even lick it, it's already closed.
I will quickly cap off the bottle, and then I will I'll offer her my arm.
Okay, you see her just close her own eyes. The fangs slide forward from the gums, and she quickly sinks her teeth and draws a point of blood from you, putting you down 1 hunger.
Sure. I am at 2 hunger now.
As she pulls her head back up, she quickly like wipes her mouth away, and she turns around and grabs a nearby dirty t-shirt to just wipe it all away, and you just oh god, it just yeah.
Yeah, I know it's not thrilling.
Anyway, thanks.
Yeah. They'll be up soon. You want me to wake them up for you?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Just leave them. Get up.
Okay. Then I walk out. I shut the door, and instead of actually just saying, no, it's fine, just leave them, I'm going to wake one of them up.
Okay.
Because I don't want her walking away.
How are you going to wake him up?
Um,
Do you have medicine? Is medicine in this game? Am I thinking D&D? Or I'm probably thinking D.
No, I don't have like smelling salts or anything like that. I'm just gonna wake this goon up. I'm just gonna like smack him around a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, because you clocked him pretty hard.
I just choked him out.
But didn't you roll like really well?
On one of them I
I
did.
think that is correct. Brawl strength rolled a 3 plus a 2, so 5 on that one. Just rolling back here. The other one got a 2, so a 2 and a 5.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine then. I mean, you slap him a little bit, you hear him moan and shit, and he's at least conscious. Are you trying to speak to him? Because if he, you just knocked, this guy just kind of went unconscious without realizing what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of rouse him like, hey,
Yep.
hey, wake up, wake the fuck up.
Eventually, like as his eye opens a little bit, he starts to he sees somebody, quickly like throws his hands up and takes a swing at you. He's gonna roll. He's gonna take a penalty. 3 successes. Would you like to make me a defense roll? Or do you want him to just let him hit you?
What is my defense here?
It'd be Dex Athletics.
Yeah, I'll try. 2.
So he clocks you for 1 point of, not non. I don't want to say subdual, whatever the first one is. 1 point of damage. As his fist actually collides with your jaw just before you're to pull it out of the way fast enough, and he quickly starts pushing and scrambling to his feet, reaching for something. He doesn't have a gun on him. At least this one didn't. So.
Hey, no. Just wake up. Calm down and wake your friend up.
Manipulation, persuasion.
Yeah. Oh, I've got worse pools.
Okay.
I've got worse pools. 1 success. That's standard.
As he's scared, he pushes himself up to his feet by having his back up against the door. The door kind of rattles a little bit as he does so. And he reaches back and he pulls out a just like a nightstick type thing. He like whips it out and it just goes out and he comes over to just whack you with it. He's gonna swing at you. Go ahead and make me a defensive roll.
You got it.
Ugh. Probably not. Well, let's see how you roll.
I got 1.
So you don't get you don't move. It's not like it's enough force to send you anywhere. But this nightstick collides directly into like the middle of your neck and deals 1 damage. But it doesn't. You don't move. You make no physical or facial expression. It's like hitting a fucking wall.
I'm gonna backhand him.
Genuinely surprised. Yep. Go ahead and make your roll, strength and brawl, while he makes his defense, which is 1d10 because he uses his entire pool to attack you.
That's fucking quit it.
Oh my god! I know you're not trying to kill him, so I'm not going to say you're going to kill him. Obviously,
it's literally just fucking smack.
So you're looking at like 10. No, we're looking at about 9 seconds total from you walking out. This guy scrambles to his feet. He punches you, scrambles to his feet, cracks you with his nightstick where you don't move, and you just bring your hand back and collide with the side of his face. And as you do so, he falls to the ground entirely unconscious. The nightstick rolls out of his hand and just gently taps the frame of the door. And the other guy is not awake yet, clearly.
God damn it.
Unconscious on the ground.
Does the other one on the ground, does he have a phone on him?
Yeah, the other one or the guy you just knocked out?
The other one.
Yeah. You pat him down, and he has a phone on him, and it's clearly a burner phone. It's a cheap, like plastic phone that you can pick up at a gas station.
What is the most recent number?
The most recent number is a number. There's no names.
I call that number.
Okay. It rings. It rings. It rings. 1 second. I need to think. Hang on. I need to check something. Would they be available right now? It rings and it rings, and then eventually it just goes to an automated voicemail message.
Okay, I'll call the next number.
When you scroll, you realize
those numbers.
You realize as you scroll down, there's only one number this phone calls, and it's the one you just called.
Okay, then I'll call back and I'll leave a message.
Sure.
And I will express that Goon 1 and Goon 2 need to be relieved. It's nappy time.
Okay. Do you say your name or anything, or do you just like they need to be woken up?
It's. I mean, if Emmy hears this, she's gonna know.
Sure. Yeah. Fair enough.
Can you imagine the description? Like, what do they say? A guy with a porcelain face beat the shit out of me in the hallway. Like, yeah.
You could. I don't know if you plan on it, but you could also obviously give them a little bit of your blood, and it would heal them pretty much entirely and instantly.
Would the drum up my hunger?
You have to give them a point of hunger in order for it to happen. Yes.
Yeah, I can't do that. Okay. That would put me at 4.
Ooh, yeah, that's dangerous. Okay. I mean, do you want to feed on one of these guys? They're mortals.
No, because they're Emmys, and that's against Ollie's like standards. He's not going to do that kind of thing.
No, totally fair. Well, that being said, you leave them both unconscious and leave.
Can he just wake the other one? Like, is there anything that he can do? I don't want to like just leave Celie to walk out of this place because it's very her. I don't want to fucking do that.
Does she even know that they're out?
There's no fucking way.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows they're out.
I said the door rattled specifically from that happening. Let me check something, Ollie, and I will give you an answer if there's anything you can do. You can make me an intelligence medicine check to try and wake the other guy up.
I will try. You must understand that this is really bad for me, Mathis.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, you're not the most persuasive man sometimes. It just happens. but you definitely put him unconscious.
Yeah, 0 successes.
You weren't
Imagine.
able to wake him up. You're like tapping his cheek. You're like, come on, wake up. And he's just unconscious. Eventually, you hear from the other side of the door, everything okay out there?
Yeah, I tripped. Sit down.
Okay. You just hear the footsteps walk away.
God damn it. Ollie leaves. He doesn't care at this point anymore. He doesn't give a shit.
I imagine he stands up after you like told him to sit down. He just kind of like assesses the situation for another second or two, and then just quietly turns and just leaves with, a surety behind every step. Where are you heading to? Where now that you have the blood, where is Ollie going?
Ollie's gonna go back to the Tremere house because he knows that this shit is not gonna last forever.
So you hop in the car. Nobody came with you, right? You were alone.
It's just him.
And you took the car, leaving Ava and Dakota without. Okay, cool. So yeah, getting over to the park, to the house a little bit further away from the Chantry's proper entrance. Unless you go to the Chantry proper, you basically know where Sun Shi hangs out a lot on her own. Okay, so you bring it over there, and very similarly to the past 2 visits, an unknown face opens the door. Hi, can I help you? We don't offer any charity services. I'm sorry.
I'm looking for Sun Chi, you fucking goblin. Let me in.
Stay right there, sir. And she steps back, like puts her hand up like she's going to do anything to stop you.
I walk in. She gave me permission. She gave me permission to walk in the house last time I was here.
As you just walk
in.
through, and she's like, sir, excuse me, sir. And
Sun Chi is expecting me. I've been given permission to walk in.
The chaos of the front door shenanigans does bring Sun Chi sweeping into the room rather quickly with a look of a determined look on her face that quickly melts away when she sees it's you. Hey, and she like makes a gesture over to the individual and they stop. She just motions with her hand and she walks away with them, leaving you alone for a moment. Maybe a minute or two passes, not long before Sun Chi walks in. Apologies, security is tight for, I think we both understand.
Yeah, it's all right. Sorry for making a commotion.
She looks at you expectantly.
I told you I'd come back with the blood. The whole genealogy tree thing tracking. I just got it. This is probably 15 minutes old. I know that this shit is not going to last. It's probably going to wind up ash before too long. So
it's already be too late. Hand it here. And she reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a delicate looking handkerchief. And she holds she kind of lays it over both of her hands before she reaches forward for you to put it down into it. As you do so, she doesn't even look at it. She folds it up very quickly and she brings it to herself and she mutters something very quickly before she whistles for Josiah. And Josiah walks in, the individual, another individual that you do not recognize. And it's a young man, maybe in his early 20s. And she just simply wordlessly hands it to him and he walks off with it. Thank you. I will be spending time this evening ensuring it's still viable. If it is, it'll take me a few nights to uphold the other aspect of this conversation that we had.
Yeah, and I'm working on getting you more pages. I know that we just saw a few hours ago, but things are moving at least forward and not at a standstill.
She nods. And I am aware that the book is separated, so I felt it's at least smart to double the efforts, and I have my people working on the page. Perhaps we can help you track down other pieces.
Useful.
Is there anything else I can help with tonight, Mr. Hopkins?
No, I think that's all. I just hope that we can keep the efforts here working at this the front of this shadowy problem.
She smiles gently and just gives a gentle head nod. I do too, Mr. Hopkins, but the hour is late and I don't wish your skin to be kissed by the sun.
I appreciate that. Then I am going to leave.
And she lets you leave. How long do you plan on giving her? Are you planning on letting her reach out to you, or are you going to check in a few days? I'll
give it like 2 or 3 days.
Oh, okay. Easy enough. Then is there anything else Oddly would like to attend to on this evening? Or is that pretty much all of the business he was looking to achieve?
The only other thing that Ollie kind of wanted to do was potentially scout the area of the rabbi, but I feel like that would still be best if we had more eyes. So,
especially when one of them can turn into a bird.
Yeah.
Useful.
Yeah.
So you make your way back to the bar then for the rest of the evening. Did Dakota and Ava do anything for the rest of their evenings?
Oh, that's a super good question. Did we just stay at the club, Ava?
Ava would have just stayed at the club.
Okay.
You know she's like trapped by Brett unless she either wants to leave or you come.
Here's the question: is there anybody of Dakota's interest at the club? Is
Which is
McTavish there?
I was gonna say McTavish maybe. You know Edith is probably around, though you don't know if you can get time in with her or not.
Yeah, she's usually pretty busy, and she's already finished my wing tat. So like, I took a lot of her time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can it actually make me a wits awareness, please? If you're just looking around trying to see if there's a familiar face.
Who's
Actually,
at the club tonight?
More importantly, can I make this with Dakota's Camarilla status of 2? Can I add a dice for the 2 dots and the Camarilla status? And you said it's a wits awareness.
So you're looking for someone specifically within the Camarilla then,
or just
or kindred related
of note. I'm looking for of note of kindred.
Sure.
Okay, all right,
of
cool.
note.
All right, so I'll do a wits awareness with the +1. I got a 3. I'm sorry,
beautiful.
a 4. I got a 4.
You got 4. Beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nice.
And can you make me a wits awareness that is not kindred related, please?
Yes, that's. Oh, you know what? I care about this, and I'm sitting on plenty of willpower, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not hungry. I don't believe, so I'm gonna rouse and add 2 dice. Okay, now I'm hungry.
Oh.
But that's okay. It's fine. We'll sort that.
Hunger 3 is still manageable.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this wits awareness with 2 then. I got 3. 3 on the regular, 4 on the more political check.
With the regular 3, you actually do recognize a face that you've never seen here before. You don't know their name actually, but you've seen them regularly at the dojo.
Oh.
Someone, a younger man, maybe I don't know, looking at him, late teens, early 20s. He's usually with the older class, that's happening just before yours is.
And he's
mingling and drinking. It looks like he's not kindred.
Is he being fed from? Does he seem to be claimed in any way?
If you look, there's a lot of people around him, so it's really hard to tell immediately. But as you spend a little bit more time with 3 successes, yeah, it looks like he's with a couple others that regularly hang around him, while the other people seem to move around as he moves around. But there's 2 people that stick with him, a woman and a man. No faces that you recognize, but you don't know every kindred in the city. It's just impossible.
Question is, do I want him to know I'm connected to the dojo or not? Is he that interesting?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he that? Are the kindred he's with interesting?
You don't know their faces, so that probably means no, not off the top, not interesting in a way that Dakota maybe seems it's interesting.
Okay, well, this place is a bust. I know the kid from the dojo because I'm going to come back to that later, but I don't feel like confronting him in the middle of a Fangs Out club is really
sure
the move. Especially what was today? What was today?
I thought it was
Freaky Friday, right?
Freaky Friday.
If it's Freaky Friday at the club, Dakota's got her full fill. I think I just leave Ava.
Well, for politics roll, you still have your politics roll.
Oh.
You do notice a familiar face. You see Kathy.
Oh.
Kathy is here.
The manager of Baby Chorus, in case for those who may need to refresh.
Well, guess where I was headed next? Okay, now Kathy, on the other hand, that's of interest. I'll like unsa up through the crowd of people to Kathy. What is Kathy doing? Please, nothing weird.
She's nothing weird at all. Freaky Friday for most people is just a time to be maybe like a little promiscuous dressing, or like a little bit
your
more
freak
like
flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For everybody. But only Brett takes it to the extreme. Brett and his little clique of people to the extreme that he takes it.
Okay.
So she seems to be having a conversation with a group of people that are completely faceless to you, whether they're kindred, mortal, mix, you're not sure. But she's having a light laugh over something somebody said as she's not holding.
Do these people seem like kind, and are they basic?
Make me a wits awareness check as you get closer to see if you can tell if they're like breathing. I imagine you're looking to see if they're breathing, but again, that also could mean they're kindred that have blush of life.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah. They all look like they're mortal.
Okay.
They all show signs of being alive.
Does she look like she's on the prowl, or does she look like she needs saving? Because I will socially save her. If there's one thing Ava has taught me to do.
She definitely doesn't look like she needs saving.
Okay.
However, you also notice that she too looks like she's breathing.
Oh, so she's faking it till she makes it. Okay. Okay, then Dakota will not interrupt her tryst with these kind.
Sure, but this is your first time seeing her here.
I'll do the thing in the crowd where you make yourself seen. You just like you find the point where they'll make eye contact with you, so they see you in the crowd. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'll cut distance, and then like make myself seen and just give the cool nod.
If you're just doing like a cool nod, she will make eyes meet your eyes and give you a smile and give you a recognized like hey like hi nod as well. Are you trying? Do you want to talk to her? Because if it's just like a hey what up nod, she'll leave it at that.
I think I kind of mouth like where's the band?
Oh, if you like mouth something as a few times, she's like trying to figure out what she said. Let's give her a roll and see if she can actually see what
Dakota will
she
be like
figure it out through the loud
band.
shit. Yeah.
You know, like boo doo 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 doo. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she just actually points to herself. Me time.
Dakota like throws her hands up, says
she raises a glass to you that she pulls off a nearby table.
Yeah, and Dakota gives the like call me vibes, like ring me up, however they usually do that, but like
she gives you like I'll pencil you in.
Knowing that she's got the night off, I also know who probably has the night off. And yeah, Damien.
Off from the band, but off from sheriffhood.
True.
Yeah, but he's more fun when he's
truly
the sheriff.
Yeah, sure, fair enough.
But that means I got to figure out where the sheriff would be on a Freaky Friday night. Like, what is he up to?
Yeah, on a Friday night.
He's not here.
And Fridays, I mean, it's not to be like Friday, Saturdays are busy on the rack, so there's likely little things the sheriff has to go fucking be dealing with. And just handling.
All right, Dakota's like, you know what? Kathy, you've inspired me. It's also going to be a Dakota night. Ollie's out doing his thing. Ava is doing that thing. And Dakota's like, you know what? Fuck it. So she'll bail and get some distance from the rack. And I believe I have to rouse and bird form. Form powers activate. Because I'm going to fly over Chinatown.
Interesting choice.
We've tried to drive through it. We've attempted on foot, and we've never gotten in very far for a variety of reasons. And I want to, it's kind of like testing the. It's a scientific theory. Dakota wants to know how close we can actually get, and if she can suss new information from the sky.
Sure.
So
first rouse check.
Yep. Let me just make sure I got my ducks in a row here. Yep. Okay. Please don't let this go poorly.
Yay.
Woo. Okay.
So we watch as you kind of, leave the club. I imagine you let Ava know you're out of there.
Yeah, I give her the like.
Does Ava want to stay at the club, or she want to leave too?
I'll stay at the club. I'm having a good time.
You walk by. Rat Tail doesn't appear to say goodbye or anything. He never really does. And as you clamber out the front door of a small shop and make your way into the street, we actually just maintain a profile side view of you, tracking you across the street as you move into an alleyway. But our vision gets cut as a building falls in front of ourselves, and as we come to the other side, we can hear the cracking of the bone and the snapping of the flesh. And while we come out the other side, we don't see anybody walk away. We do see a shadow of a bird instead, flapping and taking off into the skies.
All right, so let me pull up my bird sheet.
Sure.
Yeah, the goal is I'm gonna try to this is an average fly night, but if I just happen to fly over Chinatown, who's gonna know?
Who will ever know?
As the bird flies, it may be the fastest route to where I'm actually going.
So you're definitely gonna go over to Chinatown.
I'm definitely going over Chinatown.
Cool.
Yeah.
Other than like tempting fate and seeing what happens, is there anything Dakota is looking for?
If I remember correctly, when we went into Chinatown last time, Dakota remembers it looked pretty normal, even though the vibe was off. That's the best way I can put it. I think that people were out, but the feeling was just all off when we crossed into a certain point, and then of course everything we found under it.
Yes.
But every time we've gone into it, because even Dakota had to drive everybody out that one time, they all So I know I'm faster by flight. So I want to test the radius effect of whatever it is that harms us or brings us down. And two, I want to see, are those people real? Is it still going on? It's been a while since we've been in Chinatown. Is there construction, something odd? Do I see anything from a rooftop you can't see from the ground?
So yeah, absolutely. All that is easily something Dakota can scout out when she flies. Before I cut you off and continue, is there anything else?
Nope.
That
I'm
you wanna
just
make sure? Okay,
Dakota
cool.
wants a really good sweep if she can get it. Obviously.
Absolutely. So maybe the first thing you notice as Dakota, cuts across the skies, heading down to Chinatown to see exactly how it's been holding up after however long it's been, and it has been some time. And as you fly past the borders of you're coming in from the north, so of downtown Chicago, crossing
Where
the
was? Yeah, from the wreck. Yeah.
crossing across the 290 and moving south, you probably anticipated, ready yourself for it, a wave of unease or a feeling of discomfort or a pulling a sensation toward the center. But as you cross over and make your way into Chinatown, you feel nothing. As you maybe even swoop lower to see just what's happening, to get a good look and to see if you can feel it. Well, the first thing you notice, and perhaps giving a sigh of relief, still seems like civilian life continues here. Cars are moving, people are picking up food, others are having conversations. You can see there is still construction happening on buildings, and life within Chinatown continues to move as it did the last time you were here. But as you dive lower and lower, you still don't feel uneasy. Nothing feels
As
really
if the effect
off.
is like gone.
It feels normal.
And I don't note anything from like rooftop.
No, not really. Like nothing like seems to be hidden or like a little like rooftop hideaway or station or someone like hiding things. Right now, as you fly, you feel nothing, and you see nothing out of the ordinary. However, you do know the majority of what was weird about here was underneath Chinatown,
Correct.
not specifically in
d-
Chinatown.
I guess that's true. We also it got weird when we drove in that one time. So Dakota, okay, that
Yeah, you were driving,
not.
and you also were you were with Ava, who got like controlled, right? Like she lost her mind the last time you brought her here.
Yeah, and then like remember, something weird happened, and somebody passed out, and I had to drive everybody out with like my bare wits. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Dakota notes that, knowing now that was not near as hard. She did get information, but not near as bad as she thought it was going to be. I'm going to just scope the city. Like, nobody gets to see what's going on in Chicago. Like, maybe I do spot Damien. Maybe I see something else. Are there Lupine about? Like, how if I know? I'm going to make a few loops around the city. I'm going to fly by night.
Yeah, give me a couple of wits awareness rolls. You're not doing any investigating. You're flying by. You're doing a quick look as you scan through.
And I should...
whatever your bird stats are.
I should be able to use, let me double check, Eyes of the Beast in this form. That's one of the things I can, and it's free. So I'll turn those on just so I can see in the dark, see better, even in this form, which has got even better wits awareness than I've got. So that is linked to a mental stat, no modifier. So I got 4 successes before.
4 successes in the first one, and I'll take a second one too.
Okay, let me just double check theirs. I don't think I get anything bonus. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay. One uno mas. Mental. 6.
Beautiful. You do come across something.
Oh.
At first, we see you flying, of course, through Chinatown, and I imagine you continue moving south over Douglas and Bronzeville. Do you push the borders of the city, or do you kind of like keep it within a tight loop? Actually, I should specify, where are you? The map that we have. Are you looking to basically just circle the entire outside of that map?
I think so. I'm gonna avoid as much of Berwyn as possible, so I will either cut outside to North Riverside, or I'm gonna come into Cicero. But I don't want to fly over the middle of Berwyn. I'm not ready for that. Plus, I just did that like a night ago. I don't want to leave my scent behind. So,
fair enough. You did do that just recently.
Yeah.
However, because you rolled 6 successes on that second roll specifically, while you're on the outskirts, so say you fly through Bridgeport down to Canaryville, I imagine you probably give a little space to the yards, a little bit, knowing that the witch is there and not wanting to maybe get.
Yep. I'll fly over our own train yard, the theater.
Yep, your train yard, over by you hit. I'm sure you go over Lights Out Pub. You cross the 55 into the little village, and then you go bring yourself to Cicero as like the furthest you'll go, just the outskirts of Berwyn at most. And that's where something catches your eye. You see Hannah again.
Fuck.
And this time, like last time, she is not alone. In fact, she has two others with her this time, both around her age, and both young faces you're not familiar with. It's not the same guy as last time that she was with. In fact, she is with a couple of other girls around. One looks around her age, one looks a little older. And at the moment, they're just walking down the street, chatting. You actually see Hannah laugh and like give a big smile after something somebody said made her fucking laugh. Do you follow, or do you just kind of let her go?
I feel like I have to follow. I keep a
You
distance.
don't have to do anything.
I feel
Dakota
like
can do whatever she wants.
Dot feels like Dakota would follow. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure,
Like,
yeah.
I imagine like my plan was to do like a quick swoop by and stay on the outskirts, but then like I spot Hannah, and she kind of has like she can't not just know a little more. Like maybe I perch in a tree or on the top of a building and keep distance, but like yeah.
And we're just on some side streets, just on the outskirts of Berwyn, mostly in Cicero, but not surprising that you're seeing Lupine out here. And there's no way to know if the two girls with her are Lupine either. They could be mortals. I think your characters, I know out of game we know, but I think your characters know that Lupines can and often do work with mortals.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be surprised, it's not necessarily you're looking at 3 Lupine here. And out of curiosity, how long would you follow her for?
Where do they look like they're getting in a car to go somewhere?
No, they're walking. They're just walking, having conversation. They stop at one point, and one of them runs into like a little corner mart and comes out with some drinks for everybody.
I'm gonna follow them till they arrive somewhere of interest, or I get out of their like territory and up near Oak Park. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I don't know how many blocks they're gonna walk.
Well, they spend some time drinking continually and having having jovial, friendly conversation. And they continue north until they reach about, let me mark it for you, like right about, there we go, right there.
Yep. Okay.
As they get to there, you realize, and it's pretty obvious, a lot of the silly stuff and fun talk comes to a pretty quick end. You can't really hear them, but you can see their facial expressions, and you watch as the laughter stops. One of them finishes their drink while Hannah and the one on her right go put the drinks like up against a building somewhere. And there's some, you see them after they are done, they kind of come back to the sidewalk. They continue their walk. There's a few words exchanged, but there's no longer any like fun laughter. Nobody's making another person laugh. And they walk for about a block and a half before they come to an alleyway that they take a left into. Do you follow? I mean, you're above ground. So, I mean, you're above the buildings.
Above them, I am. If I can, I would either circle. Oh, circle is. You can
circle, or you could land. Like you tell me.
Like a sniper spot where I can look down into the alleyway, but I want to stay at a distance. Like I'm not going to perch on the building that makes the alleyway. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it like if there's not.
I mean, there's buildings that are tall that overlook the alleyway.
No, you know what? Dakota just wants to make sure she's okay. She's not actually here to track the Lupine. That was not tonight's goal.
Sure, no, of course not. But you found Hannah.
I found Hannah, and her curiosity. Hannah seems okay. I think Dakota's actually going to pump the brakes and go stealth mode, like try to get out of here without being seen.
Okay, so do you watch? So where do you? As soon as they dip to the alley, are you out? Do you like?
Yeah, I was like, that's the cue that maybe I shouldn't dip my nose into Lupine business, even if that's what's going down in the alleyway. Like Dakota, no.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make me a dex stealth check as you're attempting to fly away, and then give me one more wits awareness as you're leaving. Holy fuck!
A 14.
I mean. No, I can't make you invisible, but you're basically as close to invisible as you can get.
The moment Dakota's feathers stand on end that this could go bad, she gets the hell out of there unseen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
I've
tens.
never seen that many crits in my life.
It's ridiculous.
I do
not
want to be seen. I do not want to be seen. I've already pushed the envelope with the Lupine enough, and I don't want Hannah to get hurt, more importantly,
Can I get a wits awareness, please?
Oh, sure. There's no way it's gonna watch this bomb. I got one.
You could spend a willpower and re-roll 3 of those.
Actually, you know what? I do have a willpower in burn mode. I will go ahead and willpower.
Is your hunger at 0? You're not rolling any hunger dice, I realize.
I think it's because
because
I'm in bird form,
okay.
right? And it just because I'm using the bird sheet, but my hunger is 3, so the last 3 dice will always be.
I mean,
the hunger dice.
You probably messy critical on the stealth physical like aspect, but at the same time, like, what the fuck are you gonna messy critical in the air?
I would like, love to. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, you tell me.
There's nothing. 14. There's nothing I can do.
So I'll toss 3 more in.
Sure, throw me 3 more.
These would be the first 3, so I'm good. Okay, I can do all 3. I got 2 more.
Wow, I was looking for 3 minimum.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so
as you dip and you realize as they go into the alleyway, Dakota, like you said, your feathers stand on end. This doesn't feel right. Maybe they know, whatever. I'm out of here. She's okay. That's all I care. And so you turn hard, like probably cut hard right. Don't even fly over the alleyway, and you immediately start moving east and far away from Berwyn or north. Which way would you head? North or east?
This is a survival thing, and Dakota would head north because if they spotted her, she would want to see them going the opposite direction of where she's actually located.
Gotcha. So as you're flying by, and you don't get a good look in the alleyway, you move too quickly. You just want to get out of there. Just before you get out of what you consider, I guess, earshot, you do hear what sounds like doesn't sound like Hannah's voice though. Sounds like a male voice.
Oh, she's kicking their ass, isn't she? I can't. Fuck, Mathis.
But you only get that one because you're flying away and is distant, but it's coming from that area.
Okay. Really if it did sound like she was getting hurt, I think Dakota would still turn and walk away because the last thing she needs is a Lupine fight tonight. That would just end.
Absolutely. Well, you hear no other noises, you move too quickly, and you put too much distance between you and the alley. And as you swoop maybe the rest of the city, before it gets too early and the sun starts creeping up, where do you end your night? On your boat?
Did we decide to go back to the Lights Out Pub, or are we all going to just meet the next day? That was probably next day plan.
I think it was next day, just because you don't know how long the Tremere is going to take. Brett is being kept occupied by Ava, so you're going to head back.
Then I'll go to the boat. I'll go to the boat.
And you know, as you fly away from the attempted watching of Hannah, our vision immediately cuts over to your boat, which sits safely within the harbor, and we see the shadow of the bird before the bird itself, with the clacking of the nails on the floor before you kind of shapeshift out to Dakota and maybe shake your head back and forth, plucking a feather out of your dreads. And the dogs have gotten used to the bird at this point. Initially, it was a lot of barking and wanting to kill. And it took like 1 or 2 nights because they're both bloodbound kind of pups. And they're wagging the one is wagging his tail with his mouth open, the tongue lagging out the side, while the other one lifted his head up from sleeping, saw it was you, went back down and rolled onto his back and went back to sleep and is snoring rather heavily. Dakota makes her way down to her boat and ends her night safely there, which leaves us simply with Ava. Ava, spend some time with Brett. Probably too much time with Brett. God, you wish you weren't spending so much goddamn time with Brett. At what point do you spend the rest of the night with Brett? Do you spend the rest of the night club? Like, what is Ava's plans for the evening?
Honestly, Ava doesn't really have too much plans for the evening.
Sure.
Unlike the others who are like always on a mission. Ava's
didn't know, you know.
Ava's
I like
relaxing.
to be the devil on your shoulder, and now that the coterie gone, you have the book in your pocket, and you know you just still have it.
I'm always thinking about
but
that.
You got Brett there to distract the ever living hell out of you, so you know he's there.
Yeah, no, I would just, see if Brett has any latest, gossip. What's the hot
Oh, man's
goss?
always got gossip. But the question is, any kind of gossip you're looking for in particular to pluck out of him about a particular individual, or you just want to hear the lowdown of the gossip on the street?
If he has any particular bits that he wants to share, I'm curious how things are going with the lovely Toreador he introduced to us some time ago, Portia.
Yeah.
She was lovely.
The minute you bring up Portia, he's like, oh, God, isn't she so fucking amazing? God, the way she looks, the way she moves. I mean, ain't got nothing on you, obviously, Ava. You're right here. But a number 2, real close, like, God.
Are the two of you like... look,
Oh,
I'm not. I mean, like,
no.
the blood thing when, you got a little too,
Oh, yeah, do I? But no, I don't. No, not with her. I don't. And I'm not sure I'm ever going to get her on my list, dude.
Well, she might be one of the ones that's like at the end, like save the best for last.
Maybe bucket list item.
Yes, exactly.
But she's good. I don't see her too often. And, when she does, it's pleasant. She doesn't really pay as much attention to me as I'd like. That's okay.
Where does she do you know, what's her social circles like? Is it just like you? Does she hang her hat somewhere? What's her whole
I mean,
thing?
no, she's like us. She has her own place. She has I
Okay.
don't know this exactly. She's never invited me there, so I don't know exactly where it is.
Hmm.
But yeah, she's got her own place. She's settled
Okay.
in, but she's, kind of new to Chicago, remember?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm sure you are just taking great care of her. And, if she ever wants to come to the Lights Out pub, we would love to show her around.
I can't promise you anything. That girl, she calls at the weirdest times, and then the next morning she wants me out so goddamn fast, and I don't understand why. I'm like, or say the next evening, not the next morning. She's just the more she's settled in, the further I feel like she's keeping me. It's frustrating.
Some girls are like that, Brett. So you just have to get used to it.
Not you though.
No.
And he gives you like a doofy smile. Beyond that though, there's beyond asking about Portia, is there any other kindred you poke or pry about, or
no?
Do you poke more about her?
No. This is totally out of left field, but does Brett know? I might have asked him this before. I tried to ask him. Does Brett know any Hecata?
I don't think you've asked him this. No.
Okay. Just curious.
What do he's done telling you about Portia and how amazing she is and how she's settling in, but keeping him away. And he gets back to reaching over to a stranger that's been hanging around, and he brings him into between the two of you. He just dances, with a bit before. I imagine Ava just. How do you bring this up?
So look, I know your goal is to at least every clan, So the question is, have you gotten with every clan?
No, just no. Not yet. I take my time. I want to enjoy them. I like to learn about them first, what they're like before I seal the deal. You jealous? You wish you were what? Who do you wish you were? Alessandra? And he laughs at that.
No, I'm just curious, I'm like you, Brett. I love to meet people of all different clans. Have you
God, anyone tell you you're terrible at lying?
Oh my God. No,
What is going on? Do we need to walk? Do we need some private time?
No. I'm actually pretty good at it, but as you are also a Toreador, you see right through it. Fine. I'm interested in a Hecata, in getting to know the clan,
Why?
Why? Because they're so interesting. Have you ever read up on their whole history? It's some weird incestuous family thing. It's a little weird.
Yeah. Love a clan that embraces incest and won't let the dead lay down sleeping.
Yeah. So I'm just curious. That's
the rumors that they fuck the corpses. So just saying.
Fuck. I've not heard those rumors.
Why the fuck do you want to meet Hecata? Didn't you know one?
Yes. Tragedy would happen to him. Some things, I was just curious if there were any other. We hadn't come across any other in our time in Chicago, so I was wondering if you knew any.
And if I said yes,
I'd be interested in meeting them.
Ava, why? Why do you want to meet Hecata? Because you don't want to sleep with every kindred. And they have very specific talents.
Yes. And that's why I want to meet them, because of their specific talents.
Oh, God. Here I am thinking you moved on. Maybe, I was bringing you a little happiness again, trying to bring you back into the world of the unliving.
You got me, Brett. Okay.
I'll tell you this. I don't know a single fucking Hecata who brought back one of us after final death.
Doesn't mean it's not possible.
No, yes, correct, Ava. You're right. I think there's a story out there somewhere of somebody who got the grave dirt of the kindred who died, and within a few hours was able to bring them back. But there's no fucking proof that's real.
Well, it
just be
doesn't.
Like
Look,
someone making up a fantasy they wishes were real, and welcome to fucking kindred politics where every little whisper becomes fucking reality.
look, I'm just curious. I have my things. You have your things, Brett, and I have mine. And I know you are the most social person in Chicago. So I thought maybe you might know.
You're better off trying to like get him to haunt you or something.
Ava, no, she's already haunted by him basically because he visits every other session. Look,
Hang on. All right. Just can we give me 5 minutes and meet me at the front? Let's go for a walk. This is a weird conversation to have like around 30 fucking people.
okay, fine.
He wanders off, says goodbye to a myriad of people, takes 15 minutes, does not take 5. And then after he's finally done, he has some form of clothes on that would be presentable in the public. Yeah. He makes his way over, an unbuttoned shirt all the way down and just ripped jeans. He's walking barefoot, however. Okay, come on, let's go. As he steps out, you walk into the metal grate, out into the streets, and unless you want to go anywhere specific, he just starts walking.
No, I'll just walk with him.
All right, details, girl. What the fuck are you hoping is going to happen here?
I know they do a lot of ritual shit, so
yeah.
maybe they can commune with somebody who's dead.
But you should know this by now. But this stuff doesn't work like it does in the movies or video games or books. You know that, right? You can't just bring somebody back without a cost. The one time I was ever privy to watching a Hecata do their thing, first of all, I was traumatized for life. Heinous. I had to watch 2 innocent people just get sacrificed, all so that I could watch another corpse rise up and serve their every whim.
Oh shit.
It costs something. There's a price to this shit. And the price is always a life for a life. Are you willing to do that? I mean, never mind. You know what? Don't answer that question.
Okay.
Don't answer that question. I don't want to know. I think I already know.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, of course.
Also, that is how it is in the movies. There is always a cost. There is always a price. I know that there's always a price. Just saying.
Is it a price you're willing to pay? What if he doesn't come back like you remember him?
I don't know. It's better than me sitting here wondering what could have happened.
He puts a gentle hand on your shoulder as you walk. It kind of stops you both from walking. Listen, if it's about getting over him, I know some people I can look like him when you want me to. And work out whatever frustrations you need to. Find closure the best you can.
Brett, you know more than anybody. You know what real love is. Okay? And when you love somebody, you can't just let that go.
Let me ask you something else. You think he'd want to come back?
I don't know.
The way I think these work, I mean, I could be wrong. I think he has to be maybe willing. Maybe.
If there was a dire enough situation, maybe he would want to come back.
Are you in a dire situation, Ava?
No. I'm just saying he didn't finish everything he wanted to while here. So
who does?
Look, he was taken partially, to be honest with you, Brett, part of it was my fault. And so maybe in a way, I'm also trying to make up for it or something.
Don't you think he'd want you to make up for it by finishing his work for him, whatever the hell it was? Couldn't you carry his torch?
You are the third person to have an intervention with me about
Oh,
this.
I'm not trying.
This is sounding
Hey,
like
hey,
an
hey.
intervention right
He throws
now.
his hands up. I am not trying to intervene. Hell, I'm willing to look like him for you. I'm not trying to intervene. I just want you to like get over him, move on with your love life. Find somebody who is alive, sort of, and takes care of you, sort of.
I get it. I get it. Okay. I've heard this before. I've heard it from Dakota and Ollie enough.
You really set on this no matter what?
I have never been more determined for anything else in my life.
Yeah, well, this many years later, and you're still. I thought you were. I didn't
You
realize
know,
you were still.
I thought I was too for a while. Like for like years, I don't want to get into it too much, but I hadn't really thought about it. I did try to move on. I was like dating Nero and like things were getting kind of serious with us. And suddenly I started like having weird, the whole the thing that we have sometimes. I started having visions about him and stuff. And so I think it's a sign, you know? So
You don't think that could just be your guilt for feeling happy with another man?
damn, Brett. That's pretty insightful coming from you. No.
He looks like surprised at himself a little bit when you're like, that's insightful. He's like, that was insightful. I mean, I've been around a lot of people. I don't know what to tell you. I take on a little. It's good to be a gregarious individual here in Chicago.
Yeah. Maybe.
How about
I
you
don't
take
know.
my hand, he holds his hand out, and I blow your mind some more.
Oh my God.
Too soon? Sorry.
Well, clearly I have other things on my mind right now, Brett. I'm sorry. But I did have fun tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. God, Saito really weaseled his way into your fucking head, huh? Damn, a little warm. All right.
It's just saying, if you know any Hecata, like if you hear of any, send the line to me.
Are you just gonna keep looking otherwise?
I'm gonna. It's not. Look, It's not my number one objective right now, but it's on my list. So,
yeah,
I will. Yeah, I'll be looking.
He rolls his eyes so heavily, and he brings his hand away from trying to take yours. If you're just gonna keep doing this, then let's just get this over with. I'll introduce you to somebody.
Oh shit!
I know I have no promises. I don't know if they can help. I don't know any of that shit because we're not super close.
Okay.
But I'll introduce you to somebody and get this fucking out of your system.
Okay. And you know what?
Move on.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll get it out of my system and then I'll come. You'll be like, oh, come crawling back to Brett
I
after
don't
this.
need you to tell me sweet little lies that I know deep down are sweet little truths. I'm here to help you, okay? I'm here to help you. And again,
I appreciate it.
I can make myself look like other people if it helps. I'll be there. I'll tell you in his weird English accent how much you meant to him, me. All right, whatever. Come this way. Come on.
I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Brett.
I'll introduce you tonight and then I'm out of here. Got it?
Okay.
Come on. Let's go. And he starts to walk. As you follow in tow, I know it's a little early, but we'll go to break right here. And it's got a good little spot for a break. And we'll be back in like 10 minutes. And we'll just power through the next 2.5 or so hours.
All right, y'all. We'll be back in a little bit. Take a bio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from break. Welcome back. Hope everybody got all their needs taken care of. We're going to jump right back into it. Did I say where we're going to pick up before?
I imagine
so everybody's done for the night.
Yeah, so I imagine
done
it's
for
just
the
a
night.
new day.
Everybody's going to be picking up the following evening. Curious, Dakota.
Okay.
If somebody within the gangrel would like to reach out to you, what is the have you given them a way to do so?
Oh, interesting. I imagine I probably have in some way. I mean, she checks the train yard pretty frequently, especially during a gather when she knows there's like more in the city, but they would know
Certainly.
she has a boat. Or they would find
you
her at
just
the
tell
Lights
them
Out
like
pub.
if you want me, just show up at the boat or show up at the Lights Out pub.
Yeah. I imagine she's probably told them to keep their distance because the dogs are gonna keep people away. That's their whole point. Or the Lights Out pub, which is neutral ground.
Sure. Well then, as we kind of fade in, then as we reset the scene, we're actually back at the boat. The gently rocking waters is what Dakota rouses to. It rouses totally different. As you open your eyes, kind of as they always do, snap open, and there, sitting there, is one of your two dogs who's lazily half asleep, leaning into you, while the other one is sat on top of the deck, actually doing his
and I'm
job.
probably reading the book Cretius gave me.
Yes, that makes total sense. Before you can even, say a word to the dog outside, you hear the purring meow, the trill of Princess Bella as she pops down to say hello. You see her often. You still see her rather often.
Does she bring anything with her? Any rats? We've taken
not
those
every
rats
night,
out.
but not every night. But she does bring rats occasionally. Tonight is not one of the nights where she brings a rat, but there's not everybody.
I give her the pss, pss, pss.
Yeah, she comes over and she sniffs your finger, but never really leans in for a boop. Just keeps herself just out of your reach. She's like, oh, I don't want to be pet right now.
Yeah, I probably mutter something about her being a bitch and Princess Bella, and her name is true to form. Blah, blah,
and that's when she starts purring. She knows.
Yeah.
Whatever morning routine. Is there anything out of the ordinary that Dakota does when she rouses for each evening now, or is it very similar to how it's always pretty much been?
I mean, it's like right now we've been busy, so she had a routine till shit. It popped off here recently, and we had to start meeting regularly at the Lights Out pub. It is probably, I think it's the end of the gather week, so like it would be important to drop by at some point. Definitely here at the end before everybody disperses again before the next one. So that would be it. Check in, make sure shit's normal. Sometimes she decides she doesn't want to roll out of her hammock. But
Fair enough.
That's about it. I mean, she has her routine is get the hell up, hit four wheels, and
that's fine. As soon as you go through your routine, maybe you lag a little in your hammock, spend some time with your animals, read a little bit of the book. You make your way outside, and as you hop off the boat, you see a security guard out there doing his job. I haven't had to replace a security guard in a while, which has been nice. But before you even make your way over to, I imagine, the sidewalk where you slap down your skateboard and usually kick off for the evening, you actually hear a familiar voice. It just simply says, it's like it clears its throat first, and then just kind of says, Dakota. As you turn around.
1 foot, quick down on the skateboard and spin round.
Yep, you snap the skateboard up and spin around, and it's Moon.
Oh. I try to like make sure like I'm presentable because I didn't expect to see anybody yet, I guess, so I just adjust the jacket a little bit nervously, and I'm like, can I help you?
Mind heading down to the park.
Park. So I'm already facing the right. I turned around already, so I guess I hit the walking because he's not gonna be. Well, he might keep up on skateboard, but I'll walk with him.
Yeah, and you guys walk. He doesn't really instigate or initiate conversation much. Does Dakota?
Until maybe if the silence gets awkward, I might ask him something. But like he showed up for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. But he doesn't. If you poke or anything, he doesn't really. Let's just get to the park first.
I will keep pace with him if he feels like that's the. It seems important. How about that?
Yeah, you walk and you make your way to where you typically hold a gather. Where at the moment, maybe it's just too early. It just could be people are busy with other things, but it is not in any way populated. There's no other gangrel here, though the obvious evidence of their once lingering sits around with empty beer cans occasionally, and maybe a bone from an animal that was hunted in the nearby park. But as he gets to the area and he turns to face you in his long hair and his rugged beard, he gives you an up and down look and simply says 2 things. 1, I apologize for lying to you. You and I fought. You won. But I didn't give you your just reward. And when you look confused, he actually just reaches up under his beard and yanks off a necklace. He just pops it, and you can feel the string snap. And as it falls into his hands, you simply see a simple string with beads and teeth of varying different animals. It's very rugged looking. The claws and teeth are kind of intermixed in a way that there's not any pattern there whatsoever. And there's also a little a bullet casing or 2 that are dangling on that string. Piece of broken glass. It just looks kind of just like someone picked up a bunch of trash and bones and strung it together on a string. He holds it in his hand, but he doesn't offer it to you. He simply holds it, and he clenches his fist around it. He looks to you, but he doesn't say anything. He's looking to your reaction.
You seem hesitant.
He stands up a bit, takes in a bit of kind of puffs out his chest a bit. Hesitant, no. But he clenches his fist, and give me a wits insight.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm hungry too. It's gonna be a hungry night. Okay. Also, I should rouse. I did not rouse the night. Okay, I'm very hungry. Okay, this is getting weird.
Ooh, 4.
Yeah,
okay.
This is getting weird. Okay, here we go.
Well, let's time out. You would have been at hunger 4 before you made it over here. Would you have stopped along the way or told him I need to feed before we do anything?
I might have just been like, when he stopped me, I was very clearly like, I was heading out to feed. I imagine there was some kind of like, you kind of interrupted me, but I'm coming with you. Like, he needs to know where I'm at.
If it was clear that you need to feed, that would have been allowed first. He would have. It's not like we need to rush. Well, we don't need to rush. So go ahead and do your feed roll. So that would have happened first.
Flat stuff, dude. How about an 8 messy critical?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not going to worry about the messy critical. Moon is there to be able to cover up any accidental mess ups you might have. You didn't kill the person. I'm not going to let you kill them. It just was not as subtle and not away from the eyesight of the common man as
How
much
about
as
this?
maybe thought it
Dakota,
was.
him showing up has made Dakota feel rushed. So there
Sure,
was probably
yeah,
it was a
absolutely.
rushed feeding. I didn't get to make it clean and pretty.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fine. So now that you're fed, how many points do you feed off of him?
Probably just 2. I'm just gonna have to feed down to 2. That's where I'm at right now.
All right.
'Cause-
Now give me another roll of wits insight.
Okay. I think it was about the same. Oh yeah, I see. It won't be 8.
2
Yes.
with 2.
Yes.
You make it's hard. It's not necessarily subtle. You're just not sure if he's serious because he looks like he's taking a posture of an aggressive stance as he clutches his fists and he looks to you and a little snarl kind of falls from his lips.
Hey, how about we have a seat? You want to sit down?
He shakes his head. It must be earned in blood.
Are you saying we have to do it again?
And without a word, he just takes a step forward and he moves to fight. He just goes to attack you.
Okay. I'm going to use my turn then to deflect him. Like, you know how like if
Full
somebody
defensive roll.
Yeah, when
Yep.
he goes to punch, Dakota kind of just tries to push his arm and push
Sure.
him a little forward. She doesn't actually want to fight him.
And you make me a dex athletics roll.
And you know what? I'm going to yeah, I'm going to use rapid reflexes on this. Let me make oh no, it's just for incoming projectiles, which I guess his fist does not qualify as. Okay, so okay. Oh, that wasn't a great roll for me. I got 3.
3. You could reroll 2 of those if you wanted to. Your choice.
My willpower would have come back, so I will. This seems important. She really doesn't actually want to fight him. Hey, critical success.
Beautiful. So
Oh, nice.
It was worth the 2.
yeah, add 4 more to that.
So 7.
5, 6, 7. All right. Let's
Oh,
see
and
if
you know
can
what?
even-
This would be a karate move. I'm going to just add the 1 for a specialty while I'm at it. Have
Sure,
another
sure.
success. Make it a
Nice.
9.
I doubt I'll be able to beat that.
Or
We'll
a
see.
I'm sorry, an 8.
Right pool. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So not even just half of it. So as he comes swinging, it's not like he's wildly swinging a haymaker at you. He takes a few aggressive steps forward as he hunches and takes an animalistic posture, almost allowing his hands to help him run across the ground, but never going that low. And as he gets close, he comes up looking to crack you in the chin. And just beforehand, you're able to quickly double step back as he just whiffs completely, and his momentum carries him a couple more steps under the ground underneath him, kicks up some of the leaves before he spins on the ball of his foot, hands out like as he's got claws. Now you can see the claws crawling out from under his fingernails, and he snarls.
Hey, look. There's not even any witnesses here. What difference does it make if I kick your ass an hour later, man?
You only need the witnesses of our ancestors, and he charges again.
Fuck.
Defensive or?
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
I'll wait for you.
I think it's time for some feral weapons, probably, just to be on the safe side. It will take my whole turn, right?
I think so. Yeah, unless it says it's like instantaneous or whatever.
At the
Do you need a
very-
rouse check for it?
Will rouse. No skill rolls needed to activate the power. When activated, repair a bite, but not suffer the success. Natural weapon have. Okay, so it doesn't say.
I'm gonna say you could probably still make a defensive roll.
I was about to say she would make the defensive roll, but she's gonna bring the weapons out. So I'm gonna just okay, and then I'm gonna just it'll be the same. It's the same roll.
Did you rouse last time to add 2?
No, I did. No,
I see. No, okay, because there's a rouse check before the strength brawl check. I just don't. That was just you like
that
waking
was
up. That's
for
right.
the
Yeah.
that
Okay.
yes,
Yeah,
correct.
so
that was the
same pool.
willpower. So it'll be the same pool. So I'm gonna just I'm gonna add the karate again because again it's a deflection. Shit, Boone, why you gotta be so grumpy all the time? I'm in a willpower. I can reroll 3.
Yep.
Hey, fuck me, right?
Yep. It happens. You know.
That's okay.
One,
Two.
2 successes only. So as he charges, you don't move this time. Instead we watch as you bury your heels, and as he throws another punch at your gut, we simply watch as Dakota's bear palm catches it. We pushes her back as the dirt builds behind her heels, pushing her a couple of inches as the force is pushed, and his teeth are baring, bits of spittle have fallen out, and you can just see his eyes have taken a crimson yellow, not crimson, a bright yellow to them, as he looks you dead in the eye.
Hey, I actually need to talk to you about something. You want to chat first?
Earn it, as he looks to fucking keep going.
Fuck, I don't. Okay.
Do you defensive? Because he's taking another swing.
Yeah,
he's gonna try.
No, if I like I stopped his fist and we're kind of in a. I don't want
Yeah,
to say
but
a grapple.
you're not
It's like a pressure point.
You're not in a grapple. It's just thematically.
Yeah,
You're not in a
thematically.
grapple.
Yeah, we're kind of we're in each other's space. I will. Oh, how? Okay, Mathis, Dakota would know. Dot does not know. Dakota would know that she has to defeat him in battle and take it, or she just has to take it. The necklace.
You don't know. You don't know what this necklace is. You have no fucking idea. You don't know if he wants you to take it from him, to knock him out and take it. All he said is it's earned by blood and charged you. You've never seen you. I mean, you've seen it on him, but you never gave it any fucking. It never mattered. It's part of his outfit.
Right. Okay.
You have bits and stuff in your dreads as well. You know.
Then that plan won't work because it might be considered cheating. So we won't do that. I will. I'm gonna make a nice big swing at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a nice big swing at him with the feral weapons.
Strength brawl.
Why not? Actually, I'm gonna get him out of my space. I just throw a nice punch to his gut, trying to back him off.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So,
Yeah, he hasn't. It's not like and maybe Dakota does note this. He's not like clawing at your jugular or looking to. It doesn't look like he's trying to rip your throat out. He's been throwing punches. He's not looking to be like
to
barely attack you like an
me.
animal. At least not yet.
+2 modifier to damage. So that's just a note with the feral weapons out. It is a +2 to the damage. Okay. I want to make sure I didn't add anything. All right, one more time. Oh, that is not correct. 1. So many choices. 7.
Beautiful. You crit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I'll be able to do that. I'll rouse for him and see if I can. Do I get hungrier? No. Ooh! I also critted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm down 1 though. I'm still short 1 goddamn success. So as you launch into him, he actually catches, and as you pull your wrist back and leave his hand, and you I'm assuming you're just swinging with the left or the other hand, going for his gut. He's able to bring his hands down just enough, but not able to stop you making contact. And as your hand hits the bare forearms of his left and his right arm, as he brings it down to like cross block, you hit his gut, and you can actually feel something in there, a rib maybe crack, just a little give way, as you do deal a little bit of damage to him, but it doesn't stop him. No, he's not bleeding. No.
Great.
Because remember, his successes nullify your successes, and you're left with doing just 1 damage technically.
Great. Even with the +2 from the claws.
+2 from the. Oh, is it automatic? Not just +2d10.
See,
if it's automatic, then
the
he gets
vampire's
3.
natural weapon of choice becomes a light piercing brawl weapon with a +2 modifier to damage. I don't know what that means.
That means you do damage, then you do an extra 2 automatically.
Okay,
so
yeah, there you go.
You do 3 to him. You feel the ribs definitely crack, but no blood necessarily.
Cool.
But you definitely feel breaking a bone, not like a subtle, but a loud crack.
I'd kind of toss hands up again.
When you do that and you crack the bone, he looks up to you and he just smiles wide. As like he took that pain and he just lets it fuel him.
Great, perfect. Dakota knows this is part of the job. This is like a bad day at the office for her. She just wanted to go to work. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't get hungrier last time, so he's gonna rouse.
What
again.
is around me?
Much like usual, it's a place you hang out. So, bits and parts of trash, grass, rocks, trees, maybe 20, 30 feet away from you.
Okay, so we're in an open clearing. Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of a small open clearing. Yeah.
I guess at this point, Dakota like reaches into her shirt, her like tank top, and rips from her neck her brass knuckles.
Yes,
She'll just go ahead and toss those on, which will add a +1 now. That would be swell.
+1 to your die pool or +1 damage?
Let's see. I don't know how brass knuckles. Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Nope, they're not in there. I do not know. I would imagine it's like adding just a blunt weapon of some kind to. It wouldn't do aggravated, but superficial probably.
Yeah, so probably just add additional damage.
Additional, yeah.
It does 1 probably.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to have to hurt you, Moon.
That you aren't fit to lead.
Says who? You?
And he just kind of holds up the necklace again as he runs at you to actually clock you in the face with the fist that's holding the necklace. So, are you attacking?
I will dodge that. I want to try to catch him off guard so he tumbles or maybe he's off foot or something. So I will. Yeah,
I'll say that's a dexterity. I'd say it's a dexterity brawl check if you're actually not trying to defend, but actually like move him in a way.
Yeah, I kind of want to like,
Oh, he got hungrier that time. Okay. He still rolls with the higher pool.
Okay, let's see. What is Dakota is going to. There's nothing I can throw him into either.
I only rolled 2 successes, so your odds are good.
Okay, well that's good. I'd like to do some damage to him. I'm just not trying to like kill this fucker.
No, yeah.
Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna roll it as you said, Dex brawl.
Yes, if you're just trying to move him.
With the boom and the boom is a 5.
You beat his successes by 3. So as he comes in with another wild but heavily like strong punch, how does Dakota redirect him? Takes his momentum.
Yeah, takes it like uses momentum against him almost. Yeah.
Throwing him a foot as he takes some wide steps and having to spin again. Again, turning around, Dakota has an opportunity to say another thing.
And Dakota says, "If you're fit to lead, you've not done a very good job. There weren't any gangrel here till I showed up."
Nothing he hasn't heard from you before, and just lets out another growl as his wide smile still sits comfortably plastered onto his face, and he closes the distance again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna attack him again, I think.
Yep. Give me a roll.
I'm going to
I can afford to rouse one more time.
I guess do it. I'm gonna rouse and add 2 to the pool. Sorry, Moon. Brawl, karate. Yeah, I'm gonna take a nice swing this time.
1, 2. I got 4 this time. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Strength brawl plus the 1, 2 additional damage. I only rolled a 3. Damn.
You could spend another willpower.
Did I add 2 to that? Oh my god, so many dice, y'all. I'm so bad with numbers. It was a strength brawl. That is 4. Strength is 4, so it would have been 8 dice. Pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I added 1 for the karate. I still need to add 2 for the rouse.
Okay, give me 2. Just roll me 2.
Just 1 more, so 4.
Okay, 4 successes versus my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So this time, as you swing, he actually. Well, actually, how would Dakota? Is Dakota very much like a fist thrower? Is she? She's been taking karate, so
yeah.
Has her fighting style changed much? I mean, you're throwing karate specialty in there, so you're definitely using it. So do we watch?
I imagine it's a lot more controlled than it used to be.
I was gonna say it used to be much more feral, kind of like how he's fighting. Now I don't imagine you're taking like proper stances, but there's a lot of karate being integrated into your moveset.
Right, better stance, better
the way
like,
you move him away with
control,
momentum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're being more defensive, and the idea that you are allowing yourself to mentally and emotionally try and talk to him first before
come on,
running
man.
in. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Want to fucking do this?
So as he comes running at you this time, I imagine you just once again are looking to maybe try to use his momentum against him, even if you're trying to just throw a knee. And so you grab him by the shoulders and try to like throw a knee into his gut. But this time he's prepared. And as you try to move him forward with his own momentum, he throws his left foot behind your left heel. Mm-hmm. And as you try to throw him, it's almost like you're using your own momentum against yourself as he whips around and goes to throw you down to the ground. And as you do so, and you do hit the ground hard, leaving a nice dent where both of your hands hit, you're not prone. You roll and kip up back to your feet, taking 1 whole damage.
1 whole point of damage. Cool. I
Back again?
will.
I mean, you rolled like shit. That's all.
I
It's
did.
the
I just
only
rolled
problem.
like shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I guess we're back at it. She's gonna have to fight this till the bloody end.
No, I'm not rousing this next one. So
Though the
3 successes.
grapple is an interesting choice. But I'm going to. Does he come running back at me?
Oh yeah, he's not stopping.
Strength. Yep. Okay. Well, then we're gonna just go with the tried and true karate.
Give me that roll.
Oh. I have a specialty in I think this. I guess it's not defensive. If I'm gonna, I want to try to grab him, like wrap.
Yeah, by you trying to do damage and grab him, kind of thing.
See, I don't know the rules of combat. He didn't really explain them. Like, can I drain him to the point of torpor?
You know,
I don't know.
I know Dakota is usually around other kinds of kindred, but Gangrel work on pack mentalities a lot of the time.
So this
It
is
could
really
be
just beat him.
literally
till they
as
stop
simple
moving.
as yes, it could be literally as simple as win, just win. That's all you need to do. Win.
Yeah, what qualifies as winning? I've got so many questions.
Probably not. You can imagine not killing him because that's against the masquerade. But knocking him out
I
or
got
what
7.
have you. Woo! That's a lot. I only rolled 3. So you again using your dexterity, he charges you, and as you kip up, you already see him halfway to you, hunched over, looking to actually grab you by the waist and tackle you to the ground, likely to posture on top and start punching and elbowing. But you're the one that's properly trained in martial arts, and as he's about to grab you, you actually throw your hands on his shoulders and like launch yourself up over him. And as you come back down, you place your feet on his lower back as he's again at a weird hunched angle. And as you land on him and he kips to the ground, you drop down and follow up with an elbow into the back of his shoulder blades. And as you do so, both of his hands kind of shoot outward before he hits the dirt, and the necklace goes skidding like a good
Can I make
foot.
it? I was about to say, can I try to catch it before it hits the ground?
You would have to make me I'll allow you to do that by spending a rouse check.
All right. That seems...
Take an opportunity here.
Yeah, I'll fudge
Otherwise, just go to the next round.
Okay, so I do get hungrier, but it's worth
Okay,
it.
but
I
still
want to try
3.
to catch it before it hits the ground.
Dex athletics.
Okay. And that rouse won't give me any bonus dice. It's just a flat dex.
And it's just to give you the opportunity to do this at a turn, basically, because you don't have the proper celerity to do that yet.
I only got 2.
You could willpower and take 2 of those.
No, I'll let it go. It's better for story. Like I reach for it, but I don't get it. Yeah.
So as he hits the ground, your elbow colliding with the flesh between his shoulder blades, you roll over off of him and kip back up. You watch as his head snaps to the necklace as it goes off a good foot or 2 from him. He does no longer locks eyes with you, and he looks to be making a scramble for the necklace before you get your hand on it.
Interesting.
Dex athletics if you're looking to grab it. Strength brawl if you're looking to grab him. Or should I say dex brawl if you're looking to grab him. But he's scrambling for it, and he's going to make a dex athletics roll.
I want to grapple him. I want to grapple him. This is bad,
Okay.
but I'm going to do
Make
it.
me a dex brawl check while I
With
make
a
a
grapple
dex
specialty.
athletics check.
You're screwed, please. I got a 4. I could willpower, but
1, 2.
Okay.
So you are able to, as he scrambles maybe about 6 inches or so, you like plop on how do you grapple him? Are you grabbing like his back legs? Are you jumping on top of him and then like, giving him a headlock, putting him in like a full Nelson?
Oh, this is bad. I probably do put him in the lock, and I have his arm, right?
Sure,
it's like
yeah.
extended. I want to break his arm so he can't reach it.
Sure. Strength brawl versus what he's going to be his defensive role really here.
Just dislocate the shoulder. He can't reach for it.
I mean, he's a kindred. He'll heal. He's all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You can do this shit to them.
I only got a 4, so.
Okay. He's going to have his dex athletics roll. I got 1.
Crunch.
So as you pull it back and you feel that tension, he's fighting. He's like, even his other free arm who can't quite reach you is swiping. He's fighting, but you're too much. And eventually your strength overtakes his, and you can feel the resistance stop as the shoulder pops out of place. And as you let it go, his arm just falls to the ground, dangling as he lets out a scream of pain.
I will go scoop the necklace. Like, I kind of kick him off, and I quickly go pick up the necklace. I hold it up.
As you grab the necklace, and you kick him off. He rolls a bit, and you scramble forward the rest of what's little space is left. You scoop up the necklace as you're on your hands and knees, and you probably pop up to your knees, holding it, and then kind of looking at him with like a face of determination, like I have it. And as he looks up to you, and you can see his like anger and pain, you watch his shoulder pops back into place, but that feral, aggressive look is replaced with one of humility and a humble posture as he pushes himself back up off of his stomach and back. He doesn't rise to his feet. He stays on his knees, and he just bows his head.
And I'll go over and get on my knees with him. And I was like, wouldn't it have just been easier if we could have just started here?
It meant nothing.
Maybe not to you.
Perhaps, you know, he lets that sink in, but you two come from different worlds.
Dakota
And as
will
you
tie the thing into her dreads, like dents this like long chain of stuff, ties it in, and I put a gentle, kind of friendly hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, look, thank you for doing it the right way. I know they're not gonna give a fuck if we don't, but I got something I actually need to talk to you about.
He, you know, slowly picking himself up and dusting himself off. Be sure. And he turns his head, and as it cracks, to add something of your own to the necklace. As he rolls.
Okay.
And again, as you look down at it, again, it looks like an assortment of bones,
Bullshit.
junk, and like expended, you know, bullet shells.
What'd you add?
He put the most recent thing on there is a bullet shell. And he just kind of gestures to it nonchalant and lazily.
2 things. What do you know about the gangrel that follow the Sabat antics in town?
Too much.
Too much?
Why? Not too much.
Oh.
Why?
I have a feeling they're hiding out. They're here. They're in our town. They gotta show the fuck up.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. What if they do?
Then they can do like the rest of us and fight for their place. But if they don't show up, they can get the fuck out of town.
He nods, if that is your orders.
I don't know if it's orders. It just feels right, you know? You're either in or you're out. And I don't give a fuck about their politics.
He shrugs nonchalantly.
Anyways, if you hear anything, know who they are, where I can find them. Not the Sabat, the gangrel.
Do you want me to look for them?
I'd like them to know they're being summoned. They have a chance to show up to the next gather. Or if they have a chance to make a run for
it. He seems to nod to that.
You got any, you ever sired anybody, Moon?
He immediately shakes his head no.
Why?
A lot of reasons.
I mean,
one, it's illegal.
Other than the legality piece, let's just talk, you know.
I've always been kind of a loner.
Can't imagine why. You're a likable guy.
He rolls his eyes. Listen, I've never had a kid, never had family. I don't think I'd be good at doing the whole... I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's death.
So how does a lone wolf end up leading a pack?
He just kind of takes that question for a few seconds. Brute strength. And I clearly failed.
Today, but you didn't before. Who'd you take it from?
He takes a moment. Never learned his name. One of the first people I was pitted against when I arrived in Chicago. Lost my cool. Took his head off.
Well, aren't you glad that I have a better temper than you?
He lets that just kind of hit him plainly, and you watch as it just bounces off his stoic face.
Well, my jokes are really hitting tonight. Look, Moon, I've been thinking about the gangrel and our place and all that jazz. And maybe it didn't matter before, but it matters more than ever now. And not orders or any of that. But we're few and far between. Gangrel. We have literally gathered what we could. And the word is still out there, but everyone has worked really hard to make sure that we are few. What if I told you I want the next kindred to be sired legally in this city to be Gangrel?
Wouldn't it be in the clan's best interest should the leader be the one to do it?
I can't. I guess you could say I'm too young.
Is this a request you're putting in front of me?
No, it's not a request or an order. It's a conversation. If you can't, I'd like to know somebody that can.
I can.
Well, don't sound so happy about it, sir.
Again, it just hits him dead and falls off like a brick wall.
Think about it. I don't need an answer today, and it is your choice. But you could at least assure they don't turn out like a thin blood. And Rika has already turned the offer down. Surprise fucking surprise. Any responsibility put on her doorstep is too much for her to handle. So, simmer on it. Or find somebody else who could and would. Because if I have a good offer, that opportunity could be ours.
I see the logic in your maneuvers.
Maneuvers, antics, whatever you want to call them. I want to see us get stronger, not weaker.
You're posturing for power, I understand.
I guess. I'm trying to remind them why they made a big ol' fucking mistake. Not just for me, but for every person that shows up at that gather.
And this person you want to turn. How soon are you looking to have this answer?
As soon as I can get the permission.
Return to me then when you have permission.
That being said, when was the last time we showed up at an Elysium? In mass.
It's been a while, and he struggles to actually pin a day. He can't quite come up with an answer.
We're gonna show up.
He nods, but again, you learn again why Moon is not a very easy man to talk to.
So instead of talking at you, we can just call this what it is. Thanks for the fight. It's been a while, and I hope you have a good night, since you don't really want to talk about the important shit. If you decide you do want to talk about something, that's kind of why I'm here.
Thanks.
Cool. Well, this has been otherworldly. I will chat you soon, Moon. Think about what I said, and, break out your good bolo tie. We're going to Elysium.
You leave that again as it hits him dead in the fucking face and has no response, but eventually. Yeah.
And thank you.
For what?
Taking me seriously.
He just kind of shrugs.
I think Dakota walks off whistling, hits the skateboard.
Sure. I'm going to send you a message on Discord about what that actually is.
Oh, the thing? I got? Oh, it's a thing. It's a real thing. Okay.
The real thing I made.
Well, I head over to Lights Out Pub. I got shit to talk about now.
Yep. I'm
Dakota's got shit to
first.
say.
Just want to make sure I got this all right. But you make your way to the Lights Out Pub. Ava, I imagine, is already there. She'll be there first, surprisingly. And Ollie as well, I'm assuming helping Grant just kind of getting the place up and running as you always do. And shortly, as always, the back door opens and in walks Ava Eloise.
Wasn't expecting you. Not this early, anyway.
You're muted, Tracy.
Well, I didn't have any other plans this evening, so
rare occasion. It's kind of a treat.
Yes.
Hang on, don't read that yet. It's not.
How was the second half of your evening, Ollie?
Busy.
Busy.
Yeah, busy. Yeah. But
Okay.
it's all right. I got it done.
Well, good.
Do you want to wits insight that? I mean, Ollie doesn't sound like he's being super subtle. I've just been busy. You don't need to know.
I might what's inside it, but
Ava, some things never change. Just gotta know.
yeah. I got 3 successes. Not bad.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to, you're welcome to lie, Ollie, if you would like.
I mean,
It's up to you.
I saw to a few things. I didn't really. I guess I wasn't finding the vibe in the club.
You never find the vibe in the club, Ollie.
Man, I really want to, though. You guys look like you have a great time there, and I assure you I am not a stick in the mud. It's just a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. That's kind of why, I did the whole basement thing. You ever want to, like, go around and fight down there? Now, that's my kind of club.
Yes. Well, that's one of the nights where, yes, I might not feel the vibe and leave early. So, I guess to each their own.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. As fun as it is to watch you out there, I don't even know what, it's not dancing. There's too many people to dance. And what Brett does is a lot less of a dance, and it's a lot more of a impregnate, if he's even capable of it. There's too much gyration for him to just simply be dancing.
Yes.
Plus, the guy just gets on my fucking nerves.
No, he gets on mine too sometimes. He's still swooning over that Porsche.
What's her deal anyway?
I don't know. I tried to get some insight out of Brett, but he seems pretty clueless too.
One that he hasn't bagged yet.
No.
Wild.
No, she seems to only come around when she needs him, but he will, of course, be at her every beck and call. So,
player gets played. That's funny.
Yeah, but no, I haven't figured out what her deal is yet. But that's about it.
Hey, what do you know about that Nero guy?
I know that I haven't seen him in like weeks when we used to kind of go on regular dates. He was opening up a lot more to me than previous. I did tell him about some of the stuff we've been dealing with, and he was totally clueless.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I was a little disappointed, I have to say. You know me, I'm more into a guy who's like schemy and like has, goals and motives. And Nero just doesn't seem like he has any goals. And so I don't know if it's gonna work between us.
Ava's coming out of her Tinder face.
Mm.
Well, I got some news last night. I don't know if there's a way that you can verify it, but you know that Nero is sort of tied up, not in a romantic way, but tied up with Celia?
Yes, actually, I was aware. The reason I met Celia was through Nero. He sent me to her at one point after one night we were on a date together.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's why also I felt particularly responsible for her, is because Nero entrusted me to help her, and so far I've failed on that front.
All right, well, let's just say, hypothetically, that I happened to see her. Would you be upset to discover that she's okay?
No, I would not be upset. I'm
Okay. Well,
glad she is okay, if that's the
hypothetically,
case.
if I saw her, let's just say she seemed to be doing all right. For now.
For now.
Well, yeah. When you're inherently hearing voices from your shadow,
Yeah.
she's worried because she doesn't know anything about it. She can't make heads or tails of it.
Well, as long as she's okay, but you're right, that's not going to last based on what we've learned from Rudy. So
It's kind of why we got to move.
yeah, we do.
And as that comes up, probably around the time that Dakota eventually makes her way into the pub itself.
I come bursting through the door. Guess
Did
who
you see the message I sent you?
I did. This
Okay,
is
cool.
very cool. Dakota doesn't know all this yet, but we're gonna
No.
figure it out. Guess who got something flashy? And I'm like swinging my dreads about, showing off my new string of junk.
It looks like a string of things that came from her hair.
It's pretty, right?
What is it like? What is it?
I don't know, but I had to kick Moon's ass to get it.
Oh.
Again,
I should
you
say.
definitely know she had a fight with him months ago.
I still have his hair where I pulled that out. See, over here. But this one he was real adamant about.
Is that a chicken bone?
Possibly. I don't really know. There's a piece of glass right there.
Is that a normal gangrel like meeting thing? Like, do you all fight each other in order to like exchange information or something?
Well, we exchange information freely, but we do fight each other quite frequently for
dominance.
Well, technically, yes, but I don't like the way you said it.
You realize you do the same thing in the Rose Garden, except you just do it with words. You sling insults.
Yes.
We sling fists?
Yeah.
Though I think I hurt Moon's feelings. He was a little down about it.
What did you say?
I tried to stop. He wouldn't stop, so I gave him what he asked for, which was a fight, and I tried to do it without harming him too much. He got real gravelly about it. So I dislocated his arm so he couldn't pick the necklace back up.
So you won.
Technically, by all gangrel standards.
Why didn't he fight you in the basement? Why is he fighting you again?
Something about it wasn't official, and I didn't get this thing, so it didn't count, and it shouldn't matter that people can't see. So we just went at it again. I mean, it was refreshing, I guess, just not my usual morning routine.
So you fought, and he gave you a hairpiece.
Yep.
Lovely.
I'll add that to my repertoire of dating techniques.
I don't know if chat is curious. I put the item in the SOS room on the Discord in case people want.
Oh, nice. Here, let me link the Discord.
So they don't have chat up.
More information. So last night, while Ava was grinding away her concerns, I went for a little flyabout.
Okay, what'd you find?
Well, so I thought, oops, I caught this wind, and it just happened to push me over Chinatown. Oops. But I can say with surety, whatever was there is not there anymore.
So you lived to tell the tale.
I more than lived. I flew between the buildings. I got low. I got high. I swooped. I scooped. I circled. Nothing like before.
So they moved her.
Yeah.
Thought you would want to know that she's not there anymore. Which means they probably moved her to wherever the place is, that's going to go down.
Yes.
Now, a lot of the activity was, in fact, under Chinatown, but even before, when we, walked in or drove in, it was like a pressure, like a bad vibe.
Huh.
So we have to figure out where this is now. I'm sure I can figure it out.
I mean, it would be nice
I got a couple of guesses.
Oh,
Didn't we have some theories as to perhaps where that
Yeah.
that it
Where was the veil the
moved?
thinnest?
Yeah.
Think way back. Think outside of Chicago.
you think they moved her to Madison?
It's a reasonable doubt. We've been hovering Chicago for a while now. Not felt that pull, and if you just went over Chinatown, they're not going to move her over to Berwyn. The SI have been growing in number here.
You don't think they moved her into Rose's club?
No, that's not that far. We could drive over. Plus, there'd be some sort of warning. We'd get it, right? We'd hear about it.
Didn't you
Hey,
say
all the
Vitale
kindred-
was in Madison?
He was, yes.
So you dropped him off.
And he's needed, because
You dropped him off. He walked into a building all weird, came out all normal, and you brought him back to Chicago. Remember?
Yes.
Why Madison? Of all the pick anywhere.
We
Fucking
know
hate
why.
that place.
We know why.
Okay, so they've moved her to Madison. What does that mean for us?
Means it's where we're going to have to aim our missiles. We have to focus everyone there.
You remember how to
What
get
do
to
we
the
got?
building?
Which building? The cabin?
No, the one we dropped Vitale. You dropped Vitale off at, Ava.
Yes.
Okay, that's not reassuring. That could be a starting place. I feel like if they've moved her, that could be valuable information for Jackson, because if we're planning on it happening in the city, we're wrong.
It doesn't make sense to me. But I would think, yes, if you're going to, have this big plan for the city, you would be in the city. Madison was like a piece of it. I didn't think that would be where it would all be going down.
I mean, think about it. Just in case there's backlash or a big boom, you wouldn't want to be in the city in which you hope to rule. You want to go to a bumfuck
Nearby.
suburbia and wipe it clean. Then you can move back into your castle.
Maybe.
More
Well,
importantly, if the veil is most thin there, it'll be easiest to rip all Vitale open and turn him into a doorway.
does that mean now if we go to Madison, we're going to get those side effects that we got when we were in Chinatown?
I don't know. I bet I could fly to Madison pretty quickly. It's a 2-hour drive. As the bird flies, I bet I could be there in... What you say,
It'll take you a couple hours to get back.
Because I'll be against the wind.
Probably a couple hours. Not most of the
There-
night.
there
I mean,
and
even
back.
at the longest.
I
If
could
you're
be
scoping out
Gope.
all of Madison, maybe in like 4 hours, you get a full roundabout and back.
I could fly over and see if I get the vibes.
Or we could make a night of it and just do a little fun excursion together in case something bad
yeah, the
does
fun
happen.
excursion to Madison,
It wouldn't be the
the
first
land
time.
of hopes and dreams. Okay.
Man, I remember that one time.
Nope. Wes
I
said
had
we
s-
don't. Mm-mm.
Oh, and that one time when I went with my brother.
Yep,
and
nope.
Saito was there. Oh my gosh, that was an interesting time.
So,
That's interesting.
as interesting as it was, the fact that we know she's been moved to me, that's new information. That's important. That's good, right? Good.
yes.
Wait a minute. If she's that far away now, that means that her connection is probably diminishing, at least
Yeah.
slightly here, right?
Same thing for her with like her connection with the La Sombra. That's why I feel like she would want to be in the city, That's calling her people. Unless like we see like suddenly Celia or whomever is getting called to Madison or something. A great pilgrimage to Madison, Wisconsin.
Well,
Like
I mean, well, I guess I don't know where Celia is, or what's going on with that, so that doesn't seem like a valuable resource. Maybe we could beat it out of this rabbi.
I
oh,
have a pretty good feeling that none of them know where.
but I
Celia
might.
doesn't know what it's saying.
You got
She-
the source right here, baby.
Is she giving
Yeah.
you the same message?
You don't have anything talking to you, so.
I've seen visions. Like I remember I had a hole in the city that was allegedly Chinatown. Well, maybe there'll be a new hole.
Let's back up. Okay, Ava, you take on this shadow, and then all of these La Sombra start popping up around Chicago. Celia included, who's a new kindred, by the way. Been simmering on that. And that means she was sired by somebody recently, right?
Yes.
And more importantly, by somebody that's old enough to not turn her into a thin blood.
Yes. There's multiple La Sombra, apparently 12 or something, like 12 disciples of La Sombra that we don't even know who they are.
So Celia said her shadow was talking to her. Sybil can't use anything to communicate. It seems that the only way she can communicate is through the shadow. That's how she communicated with you both before and now. That's how she's communicating with Celia. That's what we were revealed to us, right?
Yes.
So if she's using the shadow, and whatever shadow you're carrying is her shadow.
Yes.
What if that is what is calling them?
Her connection. Yes. So even if she is in
They're
Madison.
drawn to you, Ava. Which is
Well, maybe it's
why
only-
Celia can't be near you.
Well, maybe it's only a matter of time till I see all of the La Sombra and they come to me.
Yeah, that's not what we want, Ava. That's the exact opposite of what we want. You are the dinner bell.
Well, it will help us at least find out who they are. You know, they come to me, you take care of them. You know, Ollie, you're waiting in the shadows, obfuscated. Dakota, you're waiting from the ceiling. They come by, you jump, you take their head.
That means, Ava, that maybe you can control it when and how they're called. You're connected to it, right? You've only ever used the shadow before for what? Sneaking under doors and
Yes.
visiting your dead boyfriend? So, like, what if you repurpose
And dissolving a body.
Teleporting.
What if you repurpose it, or what if you try something new, right? That's how you figured out that you could ash bodies and slip under doors. What if there is a way for you to like ring the bell, and we could bring the La Sombra to us?
Maybe. I think that could be possible. Yes. There's so many things I've yet to learn.
Okay, so I think what I'm saying is let's take all of that curiosity that you put into trying to decipher Saito's notebook, and maybe you put it into figuring out a way to better control this shadow you're carrying.
I agree, actually. That's a great job you've put me on, Dakota, because I have been trying to figure it out. Maybe I can find somebody who also is tapped into oblivion and they can help me figure it out.
Like who?
You remember Crowley, right? He, had those abilities and things like that. Like maybe I could find another person like him.
You were, just so you know, you were introduced to somebody last night.
Okay. I wasn't.
You don't have to tell
okay.
them, but you were.
Okay, so
I
you're gonna
met
go
someone.
seek. Please don't tell me Brett has oblivion powers. I can't handle that.
Right,
No, but he's got the powers to bring me closer to other people.
But the whole
who
point
have
is that you
oblivion
can't be near La Sombra. Who else do we know with oblivion powers?
Hecata.
The ones who worship the dead?
Yeah.
They use the dead. They don't worship the dead. Okay?
They do like weird rituals and stuff for like
And
the abyss.
no red flags have gone up for you at any point in your and Brett's date.
No.
You know,
I think
there's a reason why nobody wants to hang out with the Hecata.
Well, clearly, I'm just look. It's just a suggestion.
So you're gonna okay, Dolly, please say something, dear God.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of this. I'm sorry, I got a few other things rolling around through my mind right now.
Like what? Like what? Please put it on the table.
Apparently, he's saying Celia from his that Celia's fine. That maybe Mr. Ollie took a little visit to her last night.
Okay,
All right.
we kinda knew that was probably gonna happen.
Let's just say, right now, we know that she's kind of we think that she's talking to him, right? She's talking to her children, right? We'll just say that
Yes.
she's the child of someone as well, right?
La Sombra.
The guy.
Yes.
And he's supposed to be in the abyss.
He is
Yes.
the abyss, so says Saito.
Sure.
Yes. Look, Dakota
Okay.
remembering.
So this whole time we've been thinking that this has been some kind of like personal revenge play, but like, what if she's getting played? What if the voice that's coming through the shadows isn't her?
You think it's him?
I mean, we can't rule it off the table. We're thinking of someone that's old, but she's still someone's baby.
But I don't think it changes the plan. As
No.
long as she can't go through with the full ritual as we think it's going to pan out,
Yeah.
neither he nor her get what they want, right?
I mean, theoretically, yeah, I think that's how it works. Either way, I was listening into the comical plan of us waiting in the wings, waiting to get the drop on all the La Sombra that seemed to dive in.
I love that plan. Just wait. The beacon
Not my
draws
plan.
them in.
Not my plan.
I sent you her name, Tracy, in Discord, so you have it.
So,
Oh, cool.
so I guess what I'm saying is, what if we think differently? Like, what if instead of it's controlling you, what if you can figure out how to control it, Ava, and we can fight back?
The reason I pose this, right, is because we have been trying to fight this centralized threat that is Sybil. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, what if it's not? Maybe we're focusing wrong. Maybe we're focusing maybe we're looking at it just a little bit wrong. Maybe we should start trying to contract and punch up a little bit outside of this whole Sybil thing. You said that Saito said that La Sombra is the abyss,
Yes.
right? What if there was more than just a message there? What if that message wasn't just La Sombra is the abyss, that La Sombra is actually the problem?
Well, I knew that. All of the Sombra problem, currently.
I mean, yes, and I think we also potentially established that Sybil doesn't know that, so that's like the big
That's the leg
gotcha
up we
moment.
have on her is
Yeah.
that he's probably
you're
significantly
right.
more powerful. But
And that could also screw us. You're right, and could be the bigger threat here.
okay, so why
Oh.
would he be calling them through the shadow then? What is his
Because-
game?
Because if he is the abyss, if he is the whole fucking place, then he's officially reached his own glass ceiling.
Maybe he can turn all of his children against Sybil when the time comes.
Are you assuming he's calling somebody?
That's Ollie's theory right now. Is like, what if he's the one calling through the shadow since he's the abyss, not her?
Gotcha.
What if here's my thought. We can't heal these wounds in our lands. I can't just go out there and do a ritual and suddenly the land is better and the veil is thick again, right? Wasn't it someone that was a job? Didn't someone said somewhere that that was the point of the werewolves or something, that they're supposed to protect the land or some shit like that?
I will say I'm quite certain it is her because she's literally spoken to me, and you saw, she spoke to Dakota once too. So the voice is probably her.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm not completely against Ollie's theory, but what if Sybil and her sire aren't so much against one another? What if he actually wants to escape, and she thinks she's getting a leg up, and well,
That's what I'm saying. He could. That's what I said. He might be at his glass ceiling. He's reached the precipice of his ability. He can't get any. It's like boxers, right? When they can't get any bigger, any stronger, they start trying to find ways to unethically get bigger and stronger, which results in steroid use. If the dude is at his best, he's got to come through and get into a new
so
playing
he
field.
wants Sybil then, if that's the case, hypothetically, wants Sybil to go through with the plan because then he gets what he wants, which is Sybil probably will die and he gets to come out to play again.
You know who might know more about this? Somebody who can tap into the abyss itself, if that's the antediluvian. And maybe the man who's stuck in there can help us.
All right.
You're reaching. You are reaching.
I'm just saying, there might be more answers in the abyss itself. So
I don't know. We've been played consistently from one angle to another to the next, and I get it. It's a vampire game, right? It's not going to stop me from trying to take out the whole Sybil threat, but I just want to reason with it. I feel like she's so stuck on this petty vengeance play that she's not really realizing just how competent and potentially powerful her sire is.
No, of course not. That's her hubris. We've been waiting on that. Any day now, please. So
Sense and sensibilities.
Okay, so if our real threat is actually the Abyss itself, we can't fight the Abyss. There's no plan that we can put together. The only thing we can do is assure he can't get out.
Is just shut it down.
How do we do that?
I think we need to figure out a way to get the lycanthropes, the werewolf guys, send them over to fucking Madison.
It's actually not a bad idea. I mean, this is definitely like a big red flag for...
Okay. And how do you plan on us doing that?
I don't know. All I know is that if I had to venture a guess, I could wait here and hope that my time lines up just right, and that my once a month regular friend that comes through and he gets the double bacon cheeseburger with extra fries, the Harry Potter steps in, and I can try to tickle his fancy, but that's just really playing on the what if scenario. I can't read the future. I don't know what's happening tonight.
Somebody in your coterie can.
I don't think contact with the Lupine is maybe a terribly great idea. Technically, we're not even supposed to talk to them by Camarilla law right now.
They don't sniff it out themselves.
That's why they got rid of Rosie to begin with. That's why we don't even have a Gangrel Primogen anymore.
Mm-hmm. She obsessed over them.
She obsessed over them, and my fear... is that the sound of Jackson's voice ringing in my ear? Oh, no, that's Cretius calling me a dumbass for even wanting to work with Sabat, and they're our own kind. We could go to the Lupine? Do you want me just to walk... Look, they told me the next time I showed up there, not that I have recently, at all, ever, they would definitely kill me. And if they're gonna kill me, they'll definitely kill one of you, so... And you know what? Ava knows I'm telling the truth. Why? Because Ava witnessed it firsthand.
I was there, yes.
They don't like me very much. They told me to stay the fuck away. And if I show up asking for favors... it's not like beating Moon by dislocating his arm.
Yeah, I know. The teenage girl was already difficult enough.
Who is doing fine,
again,
by the way.
Maybe we just kind of... maybe we just sprinkle the scent to Madison, you know? They're good. They got the noses. They say we stink, so I'm sure Madison stinks right now. If
Sprinkle the
there.
scent? What's it? Their scent? How do you want to do that?
Or just the scent of whatever they, you know, this, you know, what did they say? We're like the worm, you know? Like, what if we just like...
Do you want me to just pee every couple miles? Like, it's not a pheromone. We can't spray it in the air.
I don't know. I don't know. We just...
That's not a bad idea. That's actually a good idea.
No, that's a horrible idea.
Ollie said I had a good idea.
That's... Why don't we just drop them an air package?
Okay, maybe he's being sarcastic.
No. Last I checked, we can't fly, but you as sure as fuck can. And if you casually have no issues flying over Chinatown, I bet you don't have a problem carrying a small envelope or even a box and dropping it in Berwyn.
I might have a problem with that, though it is doable.
Well,
I'm just saying, I could write it.
We don't have to solve that right now. It is definitely something we should think about as an option. First, we have to confirm that like Madison is the spot, and then we can think about, you know, what to do next.
All right, I need to know if you're serious about this Lupine thing.
I think the Lupine are a great option.
We can't write it off. I think we need to exhaust every angle. We're not going to be in their back pockets. They're not going to come through asking for money.
I'm going to tell you they're not going to take a note fucking seriously, especially not written by Kindred. They're going to think it's a trap.
Well, luckily, we could just have someone else write it.
Who?
Grant's not a Kindred.
But he still stinks of your blood.
He stinks of cheeseburgers.
50% of the time. The other 50% of the time stinks of your blood. That being, look, if we're going to leave a message for the Lupine, there will need to be a sacrifice that goes along with it. Proof.
Wait a minute. You might have someone, actually. You might have someone that can do that.
Sacrifice?
No. That can talk to them. That's not going to stink like us. It's your lady, the pawn lady. She can get guns and stuff like that, right?
You want me
She's
to
probably
send
at
her
Lupine.
in?
All I'm saying is she may have seen it. The people have come in. People want hot guns all the time. Lupine aren't exactly registering, is my guess, and trying to get it on the legit.
You think they're walking into our neighborhood to buy it? Okay.
I don't think they frankly give a fuck where we're at.
I think, okay, well. Let me simmer on this. If we really want the Lupine
just stew on it.
I'll figure out a way to leave the right message.
And truth be told, at some point, a Lupine may have walked in here. I wouldn't know it. It's not like I can. It's not like I can smell them.
I know in a heartbeat.
Well, maybe they will again one day. I don't.
Maybe not. We
know
don't
what they do.
When did we become Lupine sympathizers?
We're not sympathizing. We just.
Did you
do think
the last time I almost got my ass eaten, or maybe the time before that, or that one time in the labyrinth? Remember that?
Oh, that was fucking scary. Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but I've been a sympathizer to literally everyone. Literally everyone that comes in this place.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that front. I know this is neutral ground, and they're welcome to drink here. I know the rules, Ollie. I guess I'm just saying, like, when do we become so very, very, very comfortable with, just having a chit chat with the Lupines to tell them what's going down? Like,
since knowing that with just a small little scratch from those 10-inch claws of theirs, they can rip our entire throats out and we die. So clearly, just picture like a pack of them going in. I think they have a better chance at taking out,
I gotta get to them
Methuselah.
first, is what you both saying.
We could find ways.
Yes.
All I'm suggesting is we could find ways. I could pay a kid to roll in on his bicycle with a box. But that's neither here nor there. We need to figure out if there's anything in Madison at all, period.
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with a flyby in Madison before I have to go into Lupine territory. I have, I'll do a flyby. Let me get the scope of Madison. I'll be back in a night.
Yeah.
If you're not back by tomorrow night, then we need to...
Well, I won't make it tonight, will I, Mathis? There and back.
It'd be a risk. It'd be risky.
And I definitely don't want to sleep in the ground in Madison. No. Thank you.
If you... Ollie will give you an address. He'll give you the address
there's a house out there. That's
of Matthew's
Matt's
house.
It's safe for Kindred. It's been like Kindred proofed by Ollie.
I've been there.
Okay, you want me
a
to go
couple
tonight?
times.
Fly tonight?
I mean, if you want to tonight, then yeah. But all I'm saying is, if you're gonna go out there and you have to stay, go to Matthew's house and see if anyone's been there.
All right.
We do have other things we have to think about, so you don't have to go tonight. Like, hello, Grant. The whole situation with him.
I will tell you at this point, as long as I wear this lovely beaded number, Moon will pretty much do whatever I ask. I told him it's still his choice, but he's never sired anyone before.
So that's a yes from Moon, a yes with
Snitch.
conditions from Snitch, and that's all.
And no on Rika.
I haven't followed up with Rika. She might change her mind. She's a fucking wishy-washy, fickle little bitch.
That's at least we can play ball with that.
We have Team Nosferatu. And
I
Team
have yet
Gabriel.
to speak to Bella about, the offer as well as a show up at Elysium. The deal was any gangrel in this city had to introduce themselves.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to walk through the door and number.
So we should at least get it on her, get the appointment in the book to meet with her.
Well, both of you
Yeah.
have already brought it to her attention, yes.
Yes, she wanted me to come back with the names of the individuals who agreed.
All right. I'll pay Vela a visit. Tonight. I will fly to Madison tomorrow without fear of getting caught. And sunrise, and I got the houses back up, and then, once we figure out if Madison's a spot, then we need to start bringing the right people in. How did How did Sun Chi go?
Well, it was swift. I had to wheel and deal with Celia. She has apparently learned in a very short time how important blood is.
Good.
She wasn't very quick to relieve herself of her blood, unless I gave her mine. So I had to give her some of mine, and I made her drink it immediately, because I didn't drink hers. I put it in a vial.
She drank from you?
It's the only way she was giving me blood.
Oh.
That was her terms.
Okay, I mean, good solid, equal terms there. I just,
Hold up. How much did she drink from you?
I mean,
Is this like bond-worthy levels of drinking here? Because if she's bonded to you, I have a bone to pick, Oliver Hopkins.
It's not that simple.
Oh yeah, it's over the course of 3 nights or something.
3
like
nights,
that.
but even
Yeah.
so, like, if she's bound to anybody else, it won't really work.
I believe there's also an intent
Yeah,
behind
they'll
it.
say there has to be an intent behind it. So if he's not wanting
Yeah.
Only
to,
thing
the
I've ever-
magic part of it is
I've
the
ever
intent.
bonded was cats.
Just making sure.
Yeah, Grant ain't bonded. He's just
Sorry.
loyal.
Nothing against Celia, but everything against Celia. She's not my type. Plus, apparently, I'm basically 100 years old and a granddad. So that has something to do with it.
Okay, well, she drank some of your blood.
Yep. And I took hers straight to Sun Chi. Sun Chi said it would take a couple of nights. Speaking of which, in a couple of nights when I go to see her, I'm going to need 2 pages, babe.
Fine.
okay,
I
well,
will find 2 pages.
And keep moving the book. Because she told me that they're looking.
Great.
okay, well, that got sufficiently awkward. I still have 4 wheels to get all the way uptown and back tonight.
I am going to try to increase the defenses of this area. Things I feel like are going to get a little hairy. So, I think it's time to let the cats out of the bag.
Oh. Well,
Literally.
I'll be here
Literally.
at the bar. Just, not drinking because I can't. I'll just be hanging out.
Why can't you drink?
Because I'm feeling a bit more dead lately than usual.
Oh, I was going to say probably because we're out of the good booze. She doesn't like the cheap shit.
Why don't you come with me?
Where are you going again? I thought you were going.
I'll take you home. Ivory Tower.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I'll go
Well,
with you.
It's still early in the night. Was there something? And my question to Ava actually was, did you want to go visit the person whose name you got last night?
I was about to say, I don't know if you're keeping that on the DL. Dakota's offering for you to come with her.
Yeah. No, that's
I will go with you, Dakota. And I'll give Dakota the hot goss on the way to the tower.
Okay.
And what exactly do you tell her? Well, okay, we'll split then. Ollie's heading out. Sorry, where are you heading, Ollie? I apologize.
Ollie is going to go next door to
Cats.
the cat jungle. And he's going to speak with his bonded famulus.
Yeah, absolutely. So you head across there. Ava and Dakota are going to heading to the Ivory Tower. What is she spilling?
I I mentioned the whole Hecata thing earlier, not just out of the blue. I told you Brett said he knew somebody,
Yeah, that wasn't for Oblivion Powers, was it? What are you gonna? What are you plotting, Ava?
I was just going to inquire about what it is they do when they connect with the dead. How they do it, if I'm able to. Again, I think we still need answers. So
I think you still need answers.
Yeah.
Did you get anything else useful out of Brett?
He just gave me the name of a Hecata in Chicago.
You want to go talk to him, don't you?
Yes. What better than a person to speak with the dead than a mortician? She's a mortician, Dr. Evelyn Cross. I've already looked up where her offices are.
God, you've already Googled her?
I didn't, of course. I can't use a phone, but I asked one of the boys at the bar to look her up.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Talk about
the fact you can't drink. The fact you're a little more dead, as you so poignantly put it.
Yeah. I told you about the night when I was where I found those notes from Rudy and Saito.
And you killed those poor innocent people.
And covered it up, of course, so no.
But you didn't cover it up in here.
Yeah.
Right, Ava.
It happens.
Look, no judgment here. You're talking to the single person or kindred that in our country might really, really understand what it's like to, lose a little bit of the care and kindness and human qualities, but now maybe isn't the greatest time for that with the burden that you're carrying. What happens if we lose you?
Yeah.
So maybe we don't kill. It's just odd to kill some people for a while.
Yeah. Look, I've been here before. So.
Yeah, but you weren't carrying what you're carrying now. Some things do change, Ava. Just, like be careful or whatever. For both their sakes and yours.
Yeah. I just don't know what.
And when we get there, don't talk to Katie.
I'll let you do the talking.
Okay, yeah, just don't.
I think that's a good idea.
Are you wanting to see the Hecata tonight?
I
thought that's what Dot brought it up.
Is it on? Well, okay, since you've Googled it, is it on the way?
It's downtown. It's not on the way per se, but it's close enough where a detour would maybe sack like 5 or 10 minutes on your trip.
I will escort you there. I have zero interest in a creepy woman who deals with the dead on a regular basis, much less on like a kindred scale. So I'm going to leave you and your gothic princess to you.
Fine.
If it means anything, I never saw you here. We were on our way to the Ivory Tower and I just lost track of you.
Yes, of course.
And took you home where you slept peacefully in your bed tonight.
Look, I don't think we're going to be doing rituals tonight on the first night,
Ava Heloise, I have seen you do some stupid shit. I've seen you take risks. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care if your motherly instinct kicks in. You are not to do anything weird tonight. You're just going to meet her.
Yes.
And you're
just
not gonna tell her about the sandwich. No sandwich talk.
No sandwich talk.
Okay.
Just that I want to talk to my dead boyfriend.
I can't help you with that. on every level. So you know what? Oops. Oh no. Where did Ava Heloise go? I lost her. I guess I should keep going to the ivory tower.
I suppose I will make my way over to
Cross Funeral Home.
yes.
Maybe you can pick out a coffin for yourself. I yell as I round the corner headed towards the ivory tower.
It's a rather nondescript yellow building. In fact, it's built into the corner of a building at the edge of a block where the above floors look like you can see AC units and a fan unit. Likely people live. Here, it simply says Cross Funeral Home in cursive pink writing on a white kind of lit backboard that sits just above the doorway at the front of the building. As you stand on the outside of it, is Dakota there? Is she going in, or is she just like seeing her off?
No,
and
I'm
being
seeing
like,
her off and going to the ivory tower. I don't want to know what happens, but nope.
She does not want to be.
Oops, I lost Ava. I do not need any responsibility for any choices she makes tonight whatsoever.
So, Ava, as you stand before it, you make your way just directly to the front door where there's double glass doors underneath the sign. And as you reach forward to pull them open, they are, perhaps surprisingly at this hour, unlocked. As you swing them open, you led into a typical waiting room, which has a hallway that has a few rooms on the a room on the left and a room on the right, 2 viewing rooms, and then it goes further back into some back area, which you imagine the basement's probably accesses back that way. But as you swing in, no bell jingles, no alarm goes off, and the eerie silence of this floor being utterly devoid of a single living being or half-living being being present at all. You're set with the eerie silence of death itself. You continue on. You walk around. What does Ava do? She walks in. It's silent. It doesn't look like it's abandoned. It looks like it is actually, used in some degree. But you hear or see nobody immediately.
Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of curiously wander around for a bit and just check the place out.
Sure. You make your way through the main room that has a small desk and a few other bits and bobs, so people need to kind of do their business here. And as you walk through the main hall, on the right and the left, the doors are not doors themselves, but archways with large, thick curtains that cover both of them entirely. You peek in on the one on the left, and the room is not being used. There is no casket set at the front. No chairs are set up. It's actually completely empty with nothing but the short red rug that you can see underneath that has been well taken care of and cleaned rather often. And you swing open the second one, and you do see a coffin in this room. However, it's totally shut. And there are no chairs here, but there are chairs sitting up against the wall, whether recently used or to be used, you're not sure. But you see nobody here either. You push onward and check out the back of the area where there is the office, where there's a small filing cabinet and a small desk with a computer where people clearly do their work. And there's a right within the office itself on the back wall, a little door that you open has a small staircase that seems to head downstairs into a basement area. But as you open the door and to the basement, you actually immediately hear multiple voices coming from downstairs.
I will. I don't want to just walk in on if it's something like personal, like somebody.
Sure.
So I will make enough noise that they hear that there's somebody upstairs.
It sounds like there's like it's not just like one or two. It sounds like no, it doesn't sound like there's a ton. So what do you do, like clear your throat or hit this
yeah, kind of like my heels kind of click and clack pretty loud. I open the door, just try to make enough noise for them to hear that somebody's upstairs.
As you kind of clear your throat, you simply hear a female voice, soft though rather assertive, just simply say, "Jasmine, is that you?"
No, I was looking, I'm a guest.
After those words, so like use those timid words kind of fall out kind of awkwardly from Ava. You hear footsteps on concrete, the skidding of like the from someone walking on concrete, and as this shadow you can see kind of comes into view, you see a woman looks to be in her probably early 30s. She's not like dressed within high heels or anything along those lines like I imagine Ava is in the current moment. But other than being 30, she's somewhat of like a medium to slightly tall. She's like 5'7", 5'8", slender, but she carries herself with a lot of elegance even as she slides into view. Her hair itself is shoulder length, a dark brown, but very, very wavy. And in this moment, it's tied back in a small little ponytail. And her eyes are a deep, deep brown or hazel. It's hard to tell from this distance. And as she looks up to you, it feels almost she's looking through you. Yes, she's making eye contact with you, but it's that disassociative glare that you're getting from her. Her skin itself is pale, almost as pale as yours, but not quite. And obviously she's cold to the touch, but keeps a calm, composed demeanor as she steps in front of you. A white doctor's like jacket falls by her legs or over her shoulders, down by her knees, completely unbuttoned, showing just a simple t-shirt and khakis being her attire with sneakers. That is what you heard kind of scraping up against the concrete floor. And she locks eyes with you, and you lock eyes with her, and you're like, no, not really. I'm and what did you end that with? You're like, I'm a what?
A visitor looking for some services.
She turns to meet your eyes. A visitor that need of services. Who'd recommended you? And she smiles a gentle smile as she gestures for you to make your way down the stairs.
It might have been a mutual acquaintance of ours. A Brett.
Ah, okay. That's all you needed to say. And she, again, a calm smile as you make your way down the stairs. So you're kindred as well.
Yes.
I don't need to know who or what you belong to. Everybody's welcome here. Come.
I come downstairs and she's saying this openly. There are like other people
Yep,
down
you
there,
actually,
right?
as you walk in through the doorway that leads into a big, big concrete room that's the size of the upstairs itself, you can feel the chill, as this is clearly where the bodies are stored. You can see the metal little areas where they slide bodies in and out. There's like a good number of them. And a few morgue tables laid out, but no corpses are laid out on the morgue tables themselves. Actually, not much is laid out except on one where it looks like weird bits and bobs of paper and like a little like the closest thing I can describe to is like a dice bag. It looks like one of those, like a pouch. And a few other things. And there's a couple other people here who are somewhere in the 30s as well, a male and a female, who give you a smile and nod. You immediately can't tell if they're kindred or not, but they smile. She goes again, as she brings you in, she goes, "Don't worry about them. Everybody here understands. It's a neutral ground. Please." And she quickly like dusts her hand, like brushes her hands up against her jacket, almost like a muscle memory from her living days. And she reaches out and offers you her hand. Properly introduce myself. I'm Dr. Evelyn Cross.
Ava Heloise.
Good to meet you, Ava Heloise. And let me make a roll.
I was gonna say, determining if she's heard of me or not.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ava Heloise. It sounds familiar. You're the one out south, right? You hang out with the Nosferatu, who, funnily enough, has a similar system for his bar.
Yes.
Neutral ground, right? No, it's
yes. Yes. We're known as the loud ones, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you've heard of us through some.
I try not to take too much stock in rumors. I prefer to meet the individual before I judge them.
I appreciate that.
Well, Miss Heloise, may I ask who referred you?
So I was inquiring about some things, and mutual Brett Stryker
right
had mentioned. Yes.
Brett is a frustrating man. She smiles.
Yes.
But he's done enough.
Unsurprising that he knows many people in the city that I don't even know, as I'm quite social as he is.
She chuckles. I am not, unfortunately. At least
I can tell. I have never seen you around any of the circles in Chicago.
You act so surprised. Do you know every kindred in Chicago?
Not every, but I know quite a few.
Well, there are quite a few more that you probably don't.
Just curious, out of just morbid curiosity. Have you heard of the name Crowley before?
She takes I'm gonna make another roll. Crowley. Can't say I do. I apologize. Is he a friend of yours?
He was similar to you, same clan from what I understand, from what I've learned.
Ah,
So
another
yes,
one of the family.
yes, there's not many of you from my understanding.
Most of us are in the East Coast. Not many make their way out to the Midwest, even fewer west.
Yes. Do you get a lot of kindred who come around asking, I don't know, for your expertise and things?
She nods. I might not say a lot of kindred, but a regular flow. Some repeated, others curious, perhaps like yourself.
Yes, I guess that is the reason I'm here. Curiosity.
Well, I hope I can sate that curiosity and not disappoint. Are you
I,
aware of what it is my clan is capable of?
I have seen it in action from my former friend who's no longer with us. I I was curious, and you probably know better than anybody if you're capable of doing things where maybe if a kindred is gone, if you're able to
Speak with
talk with
them?
them. Yes.
It is possible. It is a little more difficult than speaking with a mortal soul. Uh, we kindred don't have a full toolbox when it comes to the soul. So yes, it is possible, but it takes some effort. And if the other on the other side is willing, would make it a lot easier. But you are not the first, and you will not be the last to ask me.
Hmm. I'm sure yes, you get it a lot. And I don't know how you seem very calm about it, at least. I don't know if this is a frustrating ask or.
She shakes her head and almost holds her hand up with like to cut you off. Death is not something that frustrates me. It's something that's had my fascination since even the days where I walked among the mortals. Being able to truly study and experience and understand death in a way that I could never, as a mortal, has been a gift. And I'm grateful for it and be able to use the gift to help others.
Hmm.
She gestures at the funeral home. I've been doing that for as long as I can remember.
You said that this is something that is possible, though not easy. How
Each
difficult is it?
each spirit is a unique challenge. It can wholly depend on the individual. It can wholly depend on the object to use as a focus to draw them forward. There's a lot that plays into it, and no soul, no spirit is the same.
Hmm. If I were to inquire about your services, what would be your price? What's needed?
It depends. There's not one answer that fits all. Everybody can bring their own unique things to cover costs. Um, did you walk in with an idea?
Uh, Honestly, not really. It was really, again, more I wanted to see if it was possible and just, I guess, put a face to the name for now. I still have some things to think about and consider, but wanted to see if this was something that could even happen more than
My
anything.
payments are, and I hesitate to call them payments, but regardless, they can fluctuate, vary. Some people provide resources. I do a lot of research here, and she actually gestures and then walks away from you to one of the body like refrigerator units, and she actually
Mm.
pops it open. And instead of a body being in there, you see stacked books, papers, manila folders, a few rolled up pieces of paper with an elastic band on them. And she then pulls the one open beneath it, and the same thing sits underneath. And then she shuts it. She goes, "The research is never ending. Um, and resources are invaluable, especially in a city run by kindred who care about politics above all else." Um, yeah, I'm woeful to stoop to such, but I have been known to accept a favor every
Mm.
so often. Though understand, I'll never ask you to end someone's life or perform violent acts. So if you think of a favor being used in that way, don't worry. I've even had people offer me their place to do certain services at. There are, surprisingly, places within the city that are better for certain rituals than others. Again, it's a fascinating topic. I talked to you about it for hours. I'll stop myself.
Yes.
Don't worry about payment. We'll come to an agreement, I promise.
To add on to this, another question I have. Communing with somebody is one thing, obviously.
Of course.
That might be something that can happen, but what about actually physically bringing them back? Is that possible?
Could you be more specific with the question? Bringing back
a kindred who met their final death.
Maybe you're expecting to see a confusion or shock on her face, but you don't. She chews on it for a minute and kind of takes in what you said. I don't get that request very often, though it's not the first time, and not to disappoint, but I've never made an attempt. None of my research has ever led me in a direction where I would even know where to begin to build the building blocks of a ritual capable of that. The difference with bringing a mortal back is there's a physical body. The sooner you attempt to bring a mortal back, the better. The longer the body decays, the worse and more difficult it becomes. You can imagine how difficult it is when a kindred simply dusts within moments. There are bits and pieces I've come across in personal journals. I believe even a snippet from, I don't know if you've heard of him, but Beckett's own personal writings have spoken about, well, back then, Clan Giovanni, which you may not even be familiar with, having moderate successful attempts at doing such. I do say moderate because it was implied that it didn't last. So all that to say, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Though it is certainly a topic that's had my interest for quite some time. I'm not even sure it's possible. It's about as real as any evidence of Cain existing to me.
I figured that might be the answer, that it's unclear if it's even possible.
I apologize.
No, that's quite all right. It was just, again, my own naivety. I don't know what's possible and what's not.
However, you can be assured, should you choose to attempt to communicate, and I am successful, you are speaking with the individual that you wish to be speaking with. I am more than confident in my capabilities of attaining the right individual. You would have to provide a couple of things. I need something that would be of maybe importance or was close to the individual themselves.
That I got.
Name even a physical description would be good if you don't have a picture.
I got all that.
She smiles, and every time it's a very warm smile, and yet every time you meet her gaze, it always feels as though she's piercing through you.
It's a little creepy. Well, I think those things I would be able to acquire. Yes, I think this has been very informative and insightful, and it's not something I necessarily want to happen tonight. I really was more curious if it was even a possibility, if you would even be interested. You could have shut the door on me and told me to leave, and you didn't. So,
just for future, my funeral home is neutral ground. If the door is unlocked, you are welcome in. Does not open, 24/7, security purposes and the like. But as long as I am here, anyone is welcome.
That's good to know.
Of course, not tonight, but I feel you've pulled so much out of your own curiosity. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Of course.
I can't help myself, but know which kindred you wish to speak with. It is very rare for a kindred within the city to die. Never mind die and also have other kindred know that they're dead. Masquerade breach and all.
Yes. I've surprisingly lost a lot of kindred in my time.
She nods. The longer you live, the more that becomes a norm for your life. kindred don't. The kindred that tend to survive tend to lose those closest to them to do so.
Yeah. To be honest, I could probably give you a list of people I've lost and I cared about deeply, but there's
So you didn't
one.
say people. You said
Mm,
kindred.
there is one in particular. We were very close. He was a Tremere. Uh, his name is Shuichi Saito.
Her eyes don't go wide like, oh, but they you
But
see recognition on her face. Ah, Mr. Saito. I do know him, though I don't know you.
you know him.
We have worked together.
Apparently worked with a lot of people that I didn't know about.
It is, as I'm sure you can imagine, finding one of my clan in the city is difficult. There aren't many of us, never mind any of us willing to work with another kindred. A bit of a valuable resource, and he understood that. I never knew what he was doing, and to be clear, I never did any rituals for him, but a lot of information exchange. He was very fascinated in the land beyond the living, what existed in the world where spirits dwell. I did my best to educate him, to give
Yes.
him lessons.
Well, I'm not surprised actually, because he did study a lot. And the truth is, I was very curious in the things he was studying. And so I he left this world, and I don't think his studies were complete. And that's kind of why I want to speak with him.
He never was clear with me about what it is he wanted. He made payments, but he made sure that never was the payment of information. And I cannot help but be curious. Someone walking in claiming to want to speak with his dead spirit, a name I've never heard. No, not any offense. Saito was a man of secrets, as I'm sure you know. And he had an obsession with things beyond not only his understanding, but capabilities. But if he was anything, it was certainly ambitious. I can't help but be curious what he was ambitious about.
Ah, to be honest, and Ava's not being honest, she's gonna lie here. I think it's something not even I fully understand. Um, I, I do know you're right. It's something beyond the veil. And I I've been trying to learn more about it myself.
You may make a subterfuge, manipulation
Manipulation?
subterfuge roll. I'll make
Yes.
a wits insight.
Um,
She has a decent pool.
I am. Oh, I get -2 to social pools because of my humanity, but I think that's
I
only
think it's only with
among.
mortals, though. It's only
Yeah.
-2 on mortals, and she's obviously not a mortal. So
I am gonna rouse to give
feel free.
myself a bit better
Okay, no
dice
hungrier.
pool.
What's your hunger at right now?
2.
Okay, cool.
Manipulation subterfuge, and I will add to this pool, which is already pretty big. Ooh.
Would you like to willpower?
Yeah, I'm gonna willpower since I got some back. Willpower reroll 3. Ugh. All right.
So 3 successes. Okay, let me see.
Ugh. Oh no, she crit. Damn it.
I maybe shouldn't be surprised that somebody who's so close to Saito refuses to let me in on the actuality, the truth. And your tells are, well, maybe it's because you're just uncomfortable. You don't have to tell me. I understand. Just simply, it would be good to be honest moving forwards. What I do is an incredibly personal thing, and it requires putting myself on the line in many ways. If you want to keep it to yourself, I understand. Just keep me in mind if this ever... I don't want anything Saito is working on to find its way to my front door. Let's put it like that. The questions he was asking and the things he was looking for was information well beyond an amateur within the necromantic arts.
Mm. Yes, I understand. I was gonna say perhaps part of this payment is maybe I leave you. I do have his research, and you are interested in research. Perhaps I leave you with some of the things that I've been unable to decipher. You might have
She
some luck
nods.
with it.
That would be a more than fair price. And I will ensure I do all I can. When you're ready, should you decide to return, requirements are simple. Something that was close to him, that meant a lot to him. Whether it was a watch he always carried or wore on his wrist, or something as silly as his favorite shot glass at home. If it meant something to him, it'll be easier to reach him. And if there's anything else I should know before about him, or well, really about him, then let me know. And I'm eager to hopefully help you in the future. And make sure you give Brett my best. And she gives like a subtle eye roll with a grin.
And Ava cheekily grins at that. I will. Thank you, Dr. Cross. You've been a lot more pleasant. Honestly, a lot of times when kindred meet each other, they're much more hostile and guarded, but you've been more pleasant than many kindred I meet.
She shakes her head. It's the politics does that to everybody. Paranoia. The Hecata sit outside of that for the most part, and even more so out here.
Mm.
I much prefer to try and treat people like they were once the people that they look like. This is a very weird way to say. I just don't like treating people like playthings.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you, Miss Heloise, and I hope I do get to see you again. You're pleasant company.
Yes, you as well. Thank you.
She reaches out her hand to shake yours one more time.
She does.
And as she does a delicate, like a delicate little, not like a delicate little, but like a soft handshake, she turns back and goes to rejoin the two who have been kind of just talking and mumbling. They've been, every time you've looked over, which I imagine, you know, you're very nosy, you would look. Not once were they ever looking like they were eavesdropping or watching you. They never once even met eye contact with you.
Can I just like, just because I'm here, like
Sure.
sense the unseen and just
Oh,
like
yeah,
on my way out, just to see if there's anything weird around here?
Yeah, so
just in case there is, Mathis, we did just fill a Saito bar.
at the end of the episode, I might have to carry over. But don't you have not just sense the unseen, but don't you have the ability to? Don't you have an oblivion power that checks the veil?
Where the veil thins, I do indeed.
Isn't that what you're looking for more than anything?
Yes, actually, you're
I think
right.
sense the unseen does see ghosts though as well.
It does see ghosts,
but yeah. There's also where the veil thins.
I think where the veil thins is more prominent here.
Absolutely. Do you need to rouse check for it?
I think I
so.
do.
You?
Actually, I didn't write down all the stuff
Hang
in
on.
Roll20, so I really need to copy this over. Oh, I don't even know what I'm supposed to roll here, so let me just look it up.
It's Oblivion.
Yeah, let's see. Where the veil thins. Let me get my I'm gonna get my player. I think it's in the player's handbook, not the
Oh, I thought it was in the Blood and Cults.
obviously it's gotta be in the play because it wouldn't be.
I was about to say, I checked Roll20, it's not in there.
No, it's gonna be in the Cults of Blood and Cults one or whatever.
Is it? No, I think it's also in the player's guide.
Chat says Wits Oblivion.
Wits in Oblivion. And do we have to rouse check?
I imagine so if it's not a first level.
It was a. I thought it was a first
I
level.
think it is the
maybe-
first level.
Usually the first level is not
Yeah,
around.
I think it's free. All right, just make me a Wits Oblivion. That's fine with me
Okay,
for now. I'll find I don't even know where my book went. I gotta go
Where
find
is
it.
what is my wits?
Oh, it's a level 2 power. Thank you, chat. I popped open chat. Go ahead and
Okay,
make me a rouse
alright,
check.
I'll just rouse first. Okay, I'm at hunger 3.
Okay.
And
Wits Oblivion.
then, that's 5 dice pool. Let me just roll. 1, 2, 3,
1,
4.
2, 3, 4. Yeah. You're good. As you, what is it? Are you like? Do you turn up to head up the stairs and then kind of just stop, and like take a second and just turn around just to look? Because she would have walked away. You would have been walking up the stairs away from the basement, and we just see Ava take maybe a couple steps, stop, and just take a second. And it's a moment where she goes, "Wait, I'm in a freaking funeral home. Hang on."
Yeah.
So you turn and you allow your blood to run through your veins, thicken, and take your senses further beyond those of the mortal realms. And first, there's a gust of wind. It is cold, but your hair doesn't move. Your clothes don't ripple. There is no evidence of any air rushing by. As your eyes open, we can see the swirly, inky blackness covering most of your eyes as you dip around your dart left and right. As your vision clears, and a lot of the color of the world is sapped away, you're startled. But as you blink, in your third or fourth, Saito stands in front of you.
Well.
He makes no gestures. He says no words. His eyes don't even blink. They just burrow into yours, and you feel uncomfortable. And that's when we go to black. We'll be back next week.
I knew it was coming. Guess we'll be back for that Sci-Fi Bar next Saturday, everybody.
Yep. We'll do that. We've got the cats, and then we've got the ivory tower all for next week.
And I'll say we have a special little surprise coming from the cast of SOS. We can't tell you what, but it will be happening this week. So maybe by next weekend we'll have it out there for all of you. But there's a little surprise coming.
We're gonna go knock out the after show. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me drop some links for everybody here.
Yep. Yeah, go follow us on all our socials. Follow us wherever you can find us. Jump on our Discord. Join us there. Support us if you want to. Go in above and beyond at patreon.com/podbynight or by subscribing here on Twitch to get you emotes along with VODs, of course. And head over to the Discord if you want to see what Dakota got and what its capability is. Head over to the Discord and jump into the SOS spoilers room and you can see it.
Oh, I think there's one of the play by post game stream tomorrow also.
Cool.
Yeah, it's correct.
Yes.
Yeah, the community game streams tomorrow for Rolls.
Awesome.
So tune into that. Lots of places to see us. We'll be back here next Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.